Hey guys, J-Man here, back in the danger room. Been having some major internet problems here, so I don't know how bad this is going to be. I barely was able to connect, and I've got like a really weak connection. I'm not even on Wi-Fi, so I'm not sure what is going on here. I'm literally plugged into the internet, so hopefully it's not going to be too brutal. I'll have to do some tests this week, and hopefully it's not going to be too bad. Hey Skeptic, I see you're already in here. That's cool, man. Thanks for joining us. Hey Pikachu, what's going on? All right, let's bring in Steve. What's going on, Steve?
Hey man, it's been a weird day so far, eh? Like what the hell? Technical difficulties. There's nothing worse in today's day and age than technical difficulties.
I know.
I don't know how people think other people can exist without Wi-Fi. I don't.
I just don't. I don't, and I don't get. I've never had this problem at all. Hey, Arkham, how's it going, dude? I've never had this problem. And all of a sudden now, so it's like I've got my wire plugged in, but I got to change my entire angle around. I can't have my Wonder Woman and Swamp Thing behind me. I have to have my the KFC Wi-Fi. I know. I like KFC.
I do too, actually.
But yeah, so it's just really brutal. Greymalkin's running slightly late. Sean's gonna pop in whenever he so desires. Let me try to see. It's like this is like such a disaster here because like these wires are kind of everywhere. Okay, so what? There's a lot. There's actually a lot of comics that came out, man.
Yeah,
this
man.
is like this is everything I got, not counting the X-Men stuff. I bought this Wonder Woman. I bought this Wonder Woman Gold.
Okay.
I didn't read it, but it just looked cool. It's black, white, and gold. So it's like black and white and gold. Wolverine, I'll save for when Greymalkin comes on. Infinite Frontier. Are you reading this or no?
Which one? It's just Infinite Frontier. There's
right.
no.
Like yeah. There's no.
I haven't read it yet.
It's like the so Infinite Frontier Zero came out.
Okay.
And then this is the mini series that's going to explain the new universe or whatever.
Okay.
So Robin, you read Robin.
Yeah.
And I guess you read Detective comic, right? Okay. Yeah. All right. So let's table these for a moment here. Okay, Robin. What did you think of Robin?
I'm really digging this Robin storyline. I know it's Mortal Kombat, but I don't care. Him hanging out with Connor Hawk is super interesting to me. Yeah, and then it's like I'm glad they didn't just make it like, oh, Connor Hawk's a douche and like Robin's the good guy. The crazy, yeah. The crazy thing about Damian Wayne is he's the quote unquote good guy, but he's such a douche sometimes, man. I'm just like, oh, this guy's so terrible, but he's great. I don't know, like it's so funny how they did him.
I love Damian Wayne anyways, but all this interaction here was really cool.
Yeah,
like with all these different characters.
And then like the girl who killed him, I think she's flatlined. She's like, oh, you're not talking to me now. It's like, you killed me. Why would I talk to you?
Now, do you want to reveal the ending? I mean, nobody's reading these comics. I know Arkham probably already read it. Yeah. So it's not a big time spoiler, but there. Can you see? So, like, Ra's al Ghul shows up at the end.
Da, da, da.
Oh, my God. And then next issue, they're going to explain what happened to him.
Ra's al Ghul is always resurrecting, isn't he? Like, that's his shtick. Like, I have a trade that says the resurrection of Ra's al Ghul, and I literally think I bought it because it's like, just something to have, because, like, the resurrection of Ra's al Ghul is just that character's storyline. Like he's always
going to resurrected.
Yeah, but for some reason there was an actual trade, and it said the resurrection of Ra's al Ghul. I'm like, he's back again.
Back to cause more havoc. How about Detective Comics 1038? So this is the whole thing with there's murders going on. Yeah. This guy Worth, who is like this big, huge, like monstrous man. He doesn't like Batman or Bruce because he thinks that they're covering up for the murder.
Yeah.
He doesn't know that they're he doesn't know the identity or whatever. But Lady Clayface is really interesting.
I swear they should do a Lady Clayface like comic. I would buy that because I really like Lady Clayface a lot. I have the her. I don't know if it's. I don't know. Think it's her first appearance, but I have the one where the Mud Pack all came together, and that was really cool. I mean, the art these days is awesome, and I actually did like the backup story this time with the Penguin.
Well, Penguin's my boy, so I really liked the backup story, and it was like it showed that Penguin wasn't gonna take any shit from anybody. Yeah. He was like about like check out what Penguin does to this guy.
Yeah,
he's like splattered.
Well, so he underestimated. I mean, you're just like he's treated like a joke, and I'm like, that is a big time mistake. You never treat the Penguin like a joke, man. Like that guy is a serious like gangster type, right? So I would never be like, oh, you know, the Penguin. Like that's a big time mistake.
Yeah, he and Penguin like killed him. Yeah. Hey Andrew, what's going on? Your mom was asking questions about your live stream. I described it as my dad. I left. All right, not your dad, or just like your dad's live stream.
Yeah,
I love the Green Lantern. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I like that.
Thank you.
He's got the Thing. What are your thoughts on the Liam Neeson was casting as Liam Neeson back? What were your thoughts when Liam Neeson was casted as Liam Neeson? What was that from?
Well, I gotta tell you, if Liam Neeson was cast
as Ra's al Ghul.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. If Liam Neeson was cast as Liam Neeson, I would say that's almost perfect casting.
Yeah,
I do think
could have found someone better. What did you think of Ra's al Ghul? Okay, so that's an interesting. That's interesting. I actually thought the casting was great.
Oh yeah, the casting for Batman Begins. Every casting announcement, we were like, oh, because it was like, Morgan Freeman. Oh, Michael Caine. Yeah. Oh, like Gary Oldman. Oh, like Liam Neeson. Oh, and then they're like Cillian Murphy, and we're like, who? Oh, the guy from 28 Days Later.
Yeah, he's great. And Red Eye. Remember him in Red Eye?
Red Eye.
But he was creepy. He was great.
Oh, he made that movie. Like him and Rachel McAdams. Too bad that movie like just bombed in the third act. But until then it was pretty good. But I mean, it was terrific casting. I mean, it didn't quite play out because he wasn't Ra's al Ghul, but that wasn't Liam Neeson's fault. That was Christopher Nolan's fault because he's just like, there's no Lazarus Pit, no Lazarus Pit, no Lazarus Pit, no, anything like that. And it's like, okay, but then he's not Ra's al Ghul. He's just like a extremely disturbed middle-aged gentleman. Like,
yeah, I mean, he is Ra's, but like. It's like that series sucked all the fantasy out, right?
Yeah.
So like Scarecrow wasn't literally a guy, in a full Scarecrow outfit, shooting the gas out. It was more like, Crane is doing the experiments and all of that kind of a thing. And he wore that weird mask to get an emotional response or whatever.
Yeah, I never understood why he wore the mask, only because, like, the guy, they'll see weird shit anyway. So, like, whether you're wearing a mask or not, they'll just see your face go all weird anyway. So, wearing the mask was kind of pointless to me.
Well, I think it enhanced it because, like, when he got it and saw Batman, he saw, like, a demonized
face
Batman, but, like, it was like Batman, but, like, so if it was a normal face, maybe it would still be, it'd still be creepy, but it wouldn't be as scary, I guess, as the Scarecrowish mask that he had. It felt too much like not The Strangers, but like it felt like you know what I'm saying? It felt like a serial killer kind of mask that you'd see in like a horror movie, not really so much like the Scarecrow.
Yeah. But I mean, without the Lazarus Pit and everything, he's just an eco-terrorist, Raz. And it's like, okay, like that's cool. Liam Neeson is cool and he's good in whatever he does, but it's just like without the extra stuff, he's an eco-terrorist, and it's like, okay, Like, Batman should just be able to kick his ass. Like, I don't understand otherwise. Like, the whole thing with Ra's al Ghul is the fact is that you can't literally kill the man. He'll just come back. You know, and he's got this huge organization after him because he's going to outlive you. So he's worried about the planet. He's not worried about the human race because I'll just outlive you. So that's that's the scary part of him, is the fact that he's going to outlive you and you're actually a nuisance to him because you're just a speck in the dust in the sands of time to him. So like, that was the thing with me, and just making him a flesh and blood guy who's just going to die once and that's it. Like, okay, but he loses a lot of his luster. So,
well, they never said there wasn't a Lazarus pit.
That's true.
They didn't go out of their way to say, "Oh, you know, I can die and then I'm dead." So they didn't say that, but they just didn't show it. And you could assume that there either is or isn't one, based on Part 3 not having him in it. But again, maybe he was regenerating. I don't know. I just know that, like, I can tell that there isn't one because of what they're going for in this movie.
Yeah.
And that's a bit disappointing.
Yeah.
I know this is what is disappointing with a lot of these modern movies, where the director, in this case, Christopher Nolan, and people throw this out all the time, oh, it's the director's vision. Well, it's great when you like the movie you got and you can use that rule to enforce a positive opinion, saying, I like, you know, Man of Steel and it's Zack Snyder's vision and I like that. And then when you don't like it, you know, it's, oh, this is the Christopher Nolan vision or whatever. I'm looking for the vision of the guy of what it is in the comics, right? Like, this is why you don't alter stuff, like making Bane not being the guy that climbs out of that pit that he's in, making him not use the venom on himself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the whole point is like, you know, you're changing these around. Like, Joker's just a serial killer to me, right? He's not like Joker, really, right? So again, it's like, oh, that's the vision of the director. Yeah, but I don't have to agree with it, number one. And if it doesn't jive with what's been in, you know, 80 years, you know, of comics and other material, like Ra's al Ghul has always had the Lazarus pit in every iteration that I've seen him in anything. Like, he's always had it in the animated, in the comics. So if he's always had this, you're taking it away. So it's taking away something important. So yeah, I mean, again, we can judge those movies as saying those were cool movies, but you know, it's still kind of missing. Alfred, Angie Serkis, was that going to be a thing?
Yeah, he's going to be Alfred in.
In the Batman or whatever. It's hot where we are too. It's hot over there, right, Steve?
Yeah.
Xbox game, yeah.
Stream me to, so it was.
Yeah, Christian Bale. I don't like the voice thing about American's video game. I didn't play the video game.
No. Yeah, Spider-Man 2 movie game we played a lot as well.
That was a good game. The Spider-Man game should be good. Name a Marvel Emergency movie tie-in game you like. I like the Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Because that took that movie and expanded the universe of it. So it wasn't just Doc Ock. There was other guys in it too. I also like the Incredible Hulk video game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that when you fight the UFOs and other guys, and Rick Jones is in it, it's more like in the world of the Hulk.
Yep.
I also liked the X-Men game that came after 2, between 2 and 3, because it's sort of...
Which one was that?
It was, I think it was just called X-Men the game. I literally think that's what it was called.
What system was that for? Do you remember?
It was PS2, so it was probably like the first iteration of Xbox, because I think it came out multi-platformed.
I don't remember that one at all.
Yeah, you played as Nightcrawler and a couple of the other guys, and it was pretty cool. Like, you got to see like why Nightcrawler didn't continue on in X-Men 3. Like, it actually finished off the storylines for a lot of them.
All right. All right. Greymalkin is here. What's going on, dude?
Great.
Oh, I am so sorry, you guys. Like we're dealing with excessive heat waves over here. It's bad.
We've got like, some. I had technical issues, anyways. So we're just trying to catch up on the comments here before we get more into it. Oh, I didn't realize there's so many. Grew up in there. SpiderMan.
With this Thing shirt, bro.
The Thing.
Thank you.
Do you have I have the Thing figures from the movie Maniacs Todd McFarlane line. They're really neat. They're behind the closet. If I get motivated enough, I can go get them.
Motivate. Let's see something great. See, hey, pull it out. Okay, so where are we at right now?
So, what are your thoughts on the boycott thing with DC movies that will be coming from? I don't know. What's the boycott thing? Explain it to me. Explain it to me, Arkham, and then we'll talk about it. I'm like behind. I don't really go on Twitter and do anything because it just pisses me off mostly.
You're basically shouting in a void.
Yeah. Hey, Jacob, what's going on? Release a Schumacher cut? Yeah, sure.
No. That's no. At some point, we gotta say no. Okay, we already know there is a world out there where Nick Cage was Superman. I don't think I want to live in that world. I don't
want to live in that world either. Though Con Air was on last night. That was a great movie. Ben Affleck looks just like the animated thing with his jaw or whatever.
Oh my god.
The Hulk games were good. Yes, they were. I like the Hulk games. Oh, the Spider-Man game was great. Yeah. I agree. Yeah, those are cool.
Hey, Skeptic.
If you guys pick one to survive the comic books, movies, cartoons, or video games, comics. Oh yeah. Because the thing is, movie, like I buy this. I get 2 or 3 Batman books a month. I get one movie every few years, and it's like a coin toss whether I like it or not. It's like, and lately it's been the scratched side of the coin.
Yeah.
Nope.
And
when are we gonna get a?
No, and plus with comic books, all right. I assume like if one thing had to survive, like you can get reinterpretations, like the next generation, they can see them in completely different light. I want to see that. Like, let's get creative. Like, let's see. I don't know. Different interpretation.
Yeah. And I'm assuming the question is referring to comic book characters, not I don't want films to go away.
No.
Yeah, you mean like in terms of superhero stuff? Because to me, superhero stuff is comic books. It's like this other stuff that we get is extra. That's why I don't get upset when things come out that I don't like. Or if people like things that I don't like, I don't get really that upset over it because I'm like, well, I liked this comic that just came out, so I'm okay with that. If you like whatever's out there, that's fine. That's why I don't do hashtag save the whatever universe. I don't care. I don't care about the Schumacher cut. I don't care about the Snyder cut. I don't care about anything. It's like, if it comes out, cool, I'll buy it and put it on the shelf. If it doesn't come out, it doesn't come out. I still got this. I'm going next Wednesday and picking up, Batman the Detective or whatever, right? Like, it doesn't matter to me. It's like, if they do another Superman, cool. If they don't do another Superman, okay, I guess they're not doing another Superman. What do you want me to tell you? If the comics go away, I'll be very, very hurt. Because to me, that's where, all the stuff happens.
And plus with the movies, if you're looking for like the film medium, you don't need the movies. You got the TV show. The Superman TV show is
awesome.
Exceptional.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah. It's awesome.
Okay. That made me a real big fan of Superman. I'm like, wow, he's kind of cool. Like,
yeah.
Lois is kind of a jerk.
I love Lois.
All over the place. Like,
no, Lois is awesome.
This is my favorite Lois, man. I gotta tell you.
And she's so it is really funny how she's so blind. Her ego's so big that she can't even fathom the fact that Clark Kent is Superman. It doesn't even.
You meant like. No, but
the origin thing.
But hold on, did you watch? Are you caught up on Superman and Lois?
No, I haven't. I stopped after episode 2. The kids, that one, the dark haired kid was like, "Oh, how come my brother is so perfect?" It's like, come on, bro.
Oh no, you're missing out because that's all gone now. All that stuff's been resolved. Okay. It's like I gotta tell you, they made a change. They've added things and they've made changes. Okay,
sure,
but it doesn't hurt the character. It just expands stuff. So big spoilers for you since you haven't seen it yet. But okay. So first of all, Morgan Edge. He's the British guy who's, I don't know if you saw Morgan Edge. He's the British guy who's like taking over Smallville and trying to dig up kryptonite. Or maybe you might be really far behind.
No,
I was on episode 2.
Oh, dude. Oh, okay. So, well, Steel is in it, right? Steel.
I hear things.
And the thing is like there's a guy who's digging up kryptonite, and he's transplanting Kryptonian minds into humans, and they're getting Kryptonian powers. And that guy is the half brother of Superman because, do you remember what was his father's name? I don't remember.
Kal-El.
No. I mean the villain's father. Did they name him?
Oh yeah, I can't
remember.
Yeah.
Okay. No, not Jor-El. So before I'm talking about the other guy. Like there's another guy. You wouldn't know Greymalkin because they made this up. This isn't from the comics.
Okay.
So Superman's mother, you know how they do the genetic breeding? So she already had a kid with another Kryptonian, and he's the guy who was on Earth, and he's got a fortress in the desert. So you know how there's the Arctic fortress? There's a desert fortress.
Okay,
it's pretty sick.
My interest is starting to get. It's peaking a little bit right now.
So
you ain't got my attention yet, but you got my interest. Like, okay. Go on.
They show the guy coming in, and he's got a crystal just like Kal-El had a crystal, and he puts it in the sand, and it makes like caverns and stuff. So it created a fortress in the sand. I'm like, this is so awesome. So there's a fortress in the Arctic, and there's a fortress in the sand, and it's the two guys like fighting, and they're half brothers. So that's Superman's half brother.
Okay.
Through the genetic breeding program,
right?
That the Kryptonians did.
Because she was pregnant when she was married to Clark's dad, right? She wasn't pregnant, right? Like they don't.
No, this is the Kryptonian people. This is the Kryptonian parents.
Yeah.
So before Jor-El was in the picture, she was already matched with another guy, and they don't have sex, right? They literally take their DNA and create a kid. So it's like she didn't love him. She's just like, well, I was paired with him, and then this kid came along, and then she met Jor-El, fell in love, and then had Superman the natural way or whatever. It's pretty damn sick.
That's interesting. So Superman's mom came with an attachment. So that makes Superman's dad even cooler because he took another man's kid as his. That's crazy.
Right, but this guy was sent down to Earth too. They're all sent down to Earth. Yeah, but it's a comic book. So if you're going to be pissy about that, then
No, I'm not.
So he was sent. I just mean in general, not you. But like, yeah. So he's down there. So he's been amassing this technology and stuff, and he's trying to bring back the Kryptonians through people. So there's literally like an army of regular people with Kryptonian powers and Kryptonian minds in them, flying around. And Superman's like, well, I can't kill all these people, right? It's like, what the hell am I going to do with this? So it's wicked. That's the most current episode.
So he can't kill them. He can't kill them because they're human. Because they're like the
bodies are real people.
But it's not the Kryptonians' fault either because it's his brother's fault.
Right. So he's just like, what am I? And now they solved that, but I won't tell you how they solved it because the thing. But okay, so here's the other thing they changed.
All right, you got.
So one more thing. This is actually very important, and this is a big change to the Superman mythos. But I actually like this change, and I think it makes sense. They retell the origin of Superman and of how he met Lois. So they're working together at the planet, and then they work they're helping each other out on different cases or whatever, and they work late, and they start to kind of form a little bond. And and they replay the interview. Remember in Superman 1 how Lois interviews him. So in this one, it's on TV, obviously, because now you wouldn't be reading the newspaper. So she's interviewing him on like the nightly news, and she walks away and she's talking, and a friend of Lois is like, hey, I think that Superman guy likes you. And she's like, what are you talking about? It's like, well, he looks like he's kind of like,
checking
you out and stuff, right? And then Lois is like, well, you know what? I'm actually in love with someone else who I work with at the office. She's like, I'm in love with Clark. So she loved Clark first instead of Superman.
That I like that. It makes her a bit more nicer, but I like the fact that she's supposed to be she's a jerk, but she's nice to Clark.
But the thing is they show it. They're working together. there's a late night, and he's like, "Oh, I got to get going," and she's like, "Oh, am I keeping you?" He's like, "No, I enjoy working." She's like, "Do you enjoy the work or do you enjoy the company?" And I'm like, "Oh, it was really nicely done. It was very nicely done."
So they really work well together. Okay,
yeah,
they work well together and stuff. So it's pretty good. Okay, so I'm like way behind here. So the boycotting thing is people saying Twitter saying they're not going to watch any DC movies. I mean, if you're going to not watch any more DC movies, then are you a DC fan? No. Like, what do you like? Hey, Truth, what's going on?
Hey,
you can look. You can want stuff, right? Like, I wanted Tim Burton to direct the third Batman movie, right? And he didn't. So at that point, I can say I'm not going to ever watch a Batman movie. But does that really make sense considering I buy a Batman comic every week? Like, that's not really feasible.
You're picking and choosing. You're picking and choosing what you like. That's not cool. You gotta. With the fandom, you either gotta love all of it or none of it. There's no middle ground for me.
All right, what's going on here? Like, what are your thoughts while we're going through these?
Run, but I had to accept it. It's just like it's like your mom's boyfriend. Like, you just gotta accept it sometimes. Like,
oh, I have something to say about that, Skeptic. But anyhow,
we're gonna talk about Loki after. Go ahead, Steve.
The boycott thing. I'm not a boycott fan just because there's too many people now. Like, everyone has a reason to watch or not watch something. To sort of build a movement, to me, doesn't make sense anymore, because like, I could sit there and be like, I'll give you a great example. Like, with the whole thing with Gina Carano and Star Wars. I'm like, I'm not getting the Disney Channel. J-Man, do you currently watch the Disney Channel?
Yeah, I'm watching The Mandalorian when it comes back. I'm going to watch the Book of Boba Fett. I'm watching that, Loki thing, whatever that is.
And who purchased that and gave you a slot?
Yeah.
This is me boycotting them because of Gina Carano. Do you know what happened? This is what happens. You get carried away and you're like, oh my gosh, this is terrible. What they're doing is terrible, blah, 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 blah. Right? Right? Like, we all, oh God, this is terrible. And then you wake up one day and you look to your left and you realize Gina Carano is not in bed with you.
Right.
And you realize that Gina Carano is fine wherever she is, and she's still making money, and she's still going to be making movies with Ben Shapiro. Yeah. And you're not getting Disney Plus because of something that's going on the internet to a celebrity. And then you realize it's not worth it. So we all get carried away. I'm not any better, but you have to sort of take a breath and say, why are we boycotting everything? Well, because the WB is making movies that we don't like. Okay. I'm not going to tell you how to spend your money. You spend your money however you want. If you want to spend your money on whatever, then you spend your money on whatever.
There are worse things.
Right. But what I'm telling you is that you boycotting this is not going to stop the WB from doing whatever they want to do. They own the properties. They're going to make the movies they want to make.
A spoke in the machine.
I think the thing, though, I think the word boycott is not, I don't think we're talking necessarily about boycotting or at least I'm not thinking about it in the same way that you're thinking about it. Like, I didn't go see the Transformers movies in the theater after I saw the first one. Was that me boycotting, or was that me saying I'm not spending money to support a movie that I don't want to support? So I don't know what boycotting means in the sense of what we're talking about. Like, you got rid of the Star Wars movies you didn't want. So are you boycotting Star Wars, or are you just saying I don't like these movies? I think when they're saying boycott, it's like you're saying boycotting to me means I don't care what comes out. I'm going to not watch it because this company produces it.
Right.
That's boycotting. And I'm not for that. I saw this trailer. This doesn't look interesting to me. I'm not going to watch it. That's not boycotting it. Boycotting is like saying, I don't give a crap what Disney puts out. I'm not going to effing watch it because they fired Gina Carano. That's boycotting. Me, I'm like, well, if Mandalorian season 3 comes out and it sucks because she's not in it, well, then I'm just not going to watch Mandalorian season 3, am I? Right? So that's different. I think it's a different thing than that, because it's like, it's not the same. It doesn't have the same meaning. Boycotting is just blindly saying, I'm not dealing with Disney, period. And that's foolishness because you don't know what's gonna happen. If someone doesn't like this Batman Matt Reeves, if they're looking at it, they're like, this doesn't look cool to me, then that's cool. Don't watch it. I'm still gonna watch it because I watch every Batman thing. But some things I do, like Star Trek, I'm done. I didn't watch Discovery. I'm not watching Discovery season 2. I'm not watching Picard. And that's not me boycotting it. That's me saying, "Oh, I'm not gonna watch it." Like,
it's a personal preference,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, whatever happened to that? Like, all right, with the whole thing with the whole Gina Carano, like, can a person just have their own opinion about stuff, even if it's bad? Like, it's
right. Oh yeah, for sure on that. Yeah,
no,
for
like,
sure.
No, like, hey, I don't remember what she said, but I was like,
well, it was
okay,
true.
I mean, I see where you're coming from, but I don't agree with it. Like,
yeah, but what she said was a true thing anyways. It's like, no, this is what happens. This is what the government does. And they're like, oh, it's like, okay, if you think it's a bad taste comparison, then you could say it's a bad taste comparison, but it's still facts. Like, anyways, it's
like,
silliness.
facts don't care about your feelings.
Yes, that's a Ben Shapiro line, and I like that line of his.
Well,
oh wait, no, well, I don't agree with Ben Shapiro. I mean, he's the
that's his line. That's his line.
No, I heard that other places.
Okay. Well, he says it all the time.
No, Ben Shapiro looks like the kind of guy who, like, he needed a hug. Like, he would have been a school shooter, but he couldn't get past the 5-day waiting period.
Well, I don't want to get into that topic.
I'm just joking, Josh.
But anyways, yeah. Okay. So, what else? This is Superman and Lois is better than Smallville, 100%. I don't care about Smallville.
Wouldn't even consider entertainment.
Hey, Ryan, what's going on, dude?
Hey, Ryan,
smash that button. Thank you very much. Yeah. Look, listen. Now I know if you're joking around, that's fine. But if you're not joking, that's weird, right? Because there's been 4 million Kryptonians. What the change that John Byrne did with Man of Steel, is to say that there literally was only Superman and that is it. Which got that's why there's no Supergirl until Luthor made Matrix, right? There was no Zod. There's no Kryptonian army. There's no crypto. There's none of that. Like, John Byrne literally eliminated all that. So that's one of the big sins that people don't like about it. That's one of the big things. Now, when I'm reading Man of Steel at the time, I wasn't putting too much thought into that because I'm literally thinking, well, they're just going to bring these people back, right? I mean, you could say whatever you want, right? Sure. So that was the thing with that. So it wasn't like such a big deal to me, but some people really were not happy with that angle. But it is what it is.
But that's a classic story, though. Like the last of your kind in a foreign land. Like, that story.
It just gets rid of so many plots, right? Because then now you can't have the Phantom Zone criminals, you can't have Kryptonian invasions, and you can't have Supergirl and all that.
I mean, you could probably say that, like, keep that, but like, he thought he was the last one. Like, that was like.
Right. That's what they're saying, right?
Like, we only see one part of Krypton. We don't know anybody else got out. I mean, who's right. They didn't have other people didn't have ships in order to come on. Come on.
You got to catch up on. Yeah, you do have to catch up. It's quite good. Truth about Brainiac, Supergirl. Yeah, Brainiac.
Brainiac is cool.
He's cool. Yeah, exactly. If you like it, watch it. That's it. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Done. Hot take: Batman Returns sucks because it's trying to be 10 different things once, but can't decide. I love Batman Returns. That's my favorite Batman movie.
I saw that in the theaters when I was 7, and hey, no, that's not Batman. That's Tim Burton. Okay,
yeah,
Tim Burton was all over the place.
But it's a cool movie, and it's like, at least it's a fantasy, and it's got like a lot of good visuals and all that. It's not a dreary mess like Dark Knight Rises.
Oh, come on! That whale thing was cool. He'll be stuck in the whale.
They should do Brainiac.
They might do it.
Be nice if they did.
Andrew Batman 89 is a great movie, but not really a great Batman story. I mean, I don't like the idea of, like, again, it's like Batman's parents are killed by Joker. I don't like that idea, and I don't like that Batman kills Joker. Other than that, it's pretty cool.
I mean, like, the Joker's henchmen were all black with leather jackets. I mean, that was in sunglasses, and they all listen to Prince, which is.
I love that scene though. What are your thoughts, Steve, on that?
Well, Batman '89 is one of my top 10 movies of all time, so
it's on there.
There you go.
I mean, is it really a great Batman story? I mean, you can break it down critically by that. I think for what it suited its purpose. Like, I think it brought the world of Batman to the big screen, which is what we were all hoping it would do. And when you get into the semantics of, is it a great story or all that, well, that might be a different thing. I don't really know. That could be its own live stream. But I mean, it did what it needed to do. The perfect story is the story that suits the purpose of what you're trying to achieve.
Yeah, that's a good point. And you know what? He investigated stuff. He got the chemicals together and figured out the Joker's, compound that he used to taint all the beauty products. He had the Batwing in that, which was a surprise. We didn't know that was going to be in that movie. We all knew the Batmobile was going to be there. It was the last time the Batmobile looked like an actual proper Batmobile before it became either too cartoony or a tank. It's the best Batmobile that has ever been on screen, as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, it had the bat signal in it at the very, very end. Commissioner Gordon is in it, right? Like
Harvey Dent was in it.
Harvey Dent was in it, yeah.
Harvey Dent. I would have liked to have seen Billy D continue as in the split. I think that would have been cool.
And so many things about that movie that you hear like years later. Like I heard Marlon Wayans was supposed to be in it as Robin.
Yeah, I heard that.
Just a mechanic too. Like Harvey Dent was good. They were going to set up Harvey Dent for the next one, and hey, it worked. Hey, I got nothing for you. I want to see continuation of his story.
I'm not sure. It's coming out soon. They're filming it or whatever. I think anyone says, yeah, right. Of course,
yeah, right. Thank you.
Of course. Let's be honest. We're all seeing that movie.
What is a great Batman story?
I don't know. Let's see if he answers that.
Mask of
the Phantasm. Yes, I agree with you. That is a good one. Best Batman, Ben Affleck. If that's the Batman that you want represented from the comics, I like Adam West. Why not? Adam West is Batman. He's the Silver Age. He's the Silver Age Batman.
If they were going to remake that, I could totally see John Travolta be. Oh my God.
I like Pulp Fiction. I think it's especially all of those parts.
It's great. I'm just saying, all right, think about it. John Travolta's Batman, and you get Uma Thurman as a Catwoman, and they just recreate that exactly. They recreate the Pulp Fiction scene, but
oh my God,
no, that'd be really funny.
That would be funny.
Okay, let's see what's going on here. In fact, Batman swears the film is going out to kill the Joker. That's not Batman. Yeah, we're not going to get into this Batman killing thing. I'm kind of sick of that argument now.
Best Spider-Man.
Best Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield. Best Spider-Man. I mean, like these are all subjective, right? Mm-hmm. The best Spider-Man. Like, you mean Peter Parker, or as Spider-Man, or as both characters, or as a voice? I like the Amazing Friends Spider-Man voice. I've been watching that recently with my niece and nephew, who are mesmerized. They're like 2 years old, and they're like, and my niece, everything is dramatic to her. Like, it was like, there's rain. She's like, it's raining. And then she saw Dr. Doom, and she's like, he's a robot. Oh my! Right? And then like Spider-Man gets zapped by Dr. Doom. She's like, oh no! And it's like it's great watching with kids. Because and then when Spider-Man wins, and she loves Iceman. Iceman's become like her face. She's like, Iceman! And it's like he made like an ice dome. She's like, he made an umbrella.
I feel bad for kids who like Iceman now. Like little girls who like Iceman. I love Iceman. They're like, I have a crush on Iceman. Like, oh, he's into dudes. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not even going to get to how much pandering that was. We have Steve and I have we have gay friends, and they're like, why? And I'm like, I don't know.
Why Iceman? Why not North Star? Okay, he's hilarious. Like him
North Star is gay. He was gay from the beginning.
Like him being gay is like the eighth cool thing about him. You should not know somebody. In my personal opinion, this is just me. Yep. I don't want to know your sexual preference right away. We gotta hang out like a couple more times. All right.
Yeah, because nobody leads with that.
Yeah. And like it should be like, it's like, that's your okay, cool. All right. That's it. That's or everything you need to do about it.
I'll tell you right now, and I'm 43. Steve's 43 or 44 now. 44 now. We have not encountered anybody that's cared. Like in my entire life, I've been in rough neighborhoods. I've been in schools where I was beat up. And Steve's had some issues. And that is one issue that I don't ever remember ever coming up as a thing ever. It's like nobody ever came up to me like, it's like, hi, I'm gay. I'm like, okay, hi, I'm.
That's weird.
Like, what's your name?
Unless that was their name. You're like, hey, gay. What's up, bro? Like,
what's up? Like, nobody cares. Like, literally, there's people out there that do care because they're they're crazy guys, right? But these crazy people are not. They're making it seem like there's a crazy person every two steps. Like, oh, he hates me. It's like nobody cares. They just go about their day, right? Like.
Most people are just trying to get by and pay their bills and just get past. And like all this stuff you hear now are just people who have way too much time on their hands.
Best Punisher, John? Not in my opinion. I didn't finish that show. No. It was so boring. He was great in Daredevil.
He was a dick. Like, come on, how are you gonna threaten a dude? Say, hey, I'm gonna go bang your wife. Like it couldn't be me because I would have fought Frank Castle a couple times. Like, all right, you ain't gonna talk to me like that.
Yeah, I think he was really good in the Daredevil season 2.
Yeah, he was good.
But Steve, did you watch the Punisher TV? No. Okay, so I mean, I did like 3 episodes. I'm like, I can't do it. It's so boring. I think
the lady was the best part of the show. Like her and the villain. That's it.
Right. Yeah, Jigsaw. I mean, I like Dolph Lundgren because he was just like focused. I only want to kill criminals.
I mean,
Thomas James.
I think we established that, like, if you look back at the Punishers, the actors who played the Punisher were not the problem. It's what the Punisher either did or didn't do that generally turned out to be the problem.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. It's not really the actor. It's more like the Punisher in that TV series with John Bernthal. He doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, and then when he does stuff, he's being a jerk. As Grace said, it's like, oh, you're not going to bang your wife or anything. It's like, why are you being such a douchebag? Like, what did this guy do to you? Like, I understand there's people that killed your family, so go kill them. What does this guy have to do with anything? Why are you being a dick to him? Like, that was weird.
I want somebody just to say, he's like, oh, somebody killed my family. I want somebody just to say, so people's families die all the time. You're not special.
Well, you know what? It's funny. It's funny. I'm watching the Death Wish movies right now, and like the Paul Kersey character, his wife, his first wife is killed, and then his daughter is raped, and she becomes catatonic.
Yeah.
And then the second movie, his housekeeper is raped and murdered, and his daughter is raped again, and she dies. She kills herself, basically.
Yeah, she impales herself.
Yeah. And Paul Kersey didn't go after the thugs who did it and say, I'm going to do your wife. He just found them and killed them. Like, that's the Punisher.
Oh, man, I love Death Wish 2. And Death Wish 3 is like a genius piece of art.
That's the next one I'm going to watch.
Death Wish 3 is where it's just farcical now. Okay. Like, all realism has been sucked out. Like, Death Wish 1 and 2 were very gritty, hardcore crime, drama, thrillers. Like, Paul Kersey's the best vigilante killer. Like, he's the best vigilante ever. He, like, dispatches the crap, especially part 2. It's like, just dispatches everybody. Part 3 becomes a fantasy film. He teams up with the cops at the end, and he's going down the street, him and the cop shooting every bag. I'm like, this is not realistic anymore. The first couple were gritty crime dramas. The rapes are not. Well, the first one is tolerable. The second one is really pretty awful. It's not I spit on your grave or whatever awful, but it's pretty awful. But like he like literally like just fucking kills everybody. It's awesome. And then part 3, you're like, oh, this is just a fantasy movie where he's unstoppable, and I'm like, this is great. So part 3 is like the John Wick 3. It's just all sense of realism has been thrown out the window. It's just a movie. Just have fun with it.
Stylish movie, yeah.
Ultra stylish.
I always thought that Punisher would be more useful as a villain. Like he should be the main villain in a Spider-Man movie. And what he's trying to do, like Spider-Man's trying to protect this kid from the Punisher.
Right.
Yay!
Hey, Sean.
Hey,
Yeah, that's a bad idea. Well, that's why Daredevil season 2 works so well. No, I said not a bad idea.
Okay.
I said not a bad idea. No, that's why Daredevil season 2 works so well, because it's the ideologies of Matt Murdock versus Frank Castle. Like Frank Castle, like they're doing the same thing, but they're going about it in different ways, right?
Yeah.
And that's what makes Punisher interesting in that thing or whatever. Okay, so we're behind. Let's see. I feel like Inigo Montoya. Oh, I love Inigo Montoya.
Keep using that word.
Princess Bride, when I see people on Twitter.
So I
don't
Princess
think you know
Bride, I
what
guess
it actually means, yeah.
Princess Bride, yeah. I see people on Twitter use the word boycott. You keep using that word. I feel like, yeah.
Okay, fun fact. That's my mother's favorite movie, and she used to use that on us all the time.
Oh, man.
That
is awesome.
So I when Inigo Montoya is getting stabbed,
and
he keeps repeating the thing, I'm like, this is the great. And Inigo Montoya, he's up there. I've got the Funko Pop of him, and he's like, I'm Inigo Montoya. You killed my father, prepared to die. He's like, I'm Inigo Montoya, and he's like, stop saying that, right? And the other part is where he prays to his father, to the sword. He's like, the man in black. It's like, we cannot find him. It's like, Father, please guide the way. And then it hits the tree, and he's like, oh, and he's like, no. But it's like the hidden.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love it. I love Princess Bride.
I love Wallace Shawn, the Wallace Shawn, like his character where he says to Andre Bryant, do you want me to put you back to where I found you, unemployed in Greenland? Like,
all right.
What as though the Greenland part of it adds to the punishment.
Yeah.
It's like,
well, it's icy over there.
First of all, you're unemployed. Second of all, I'm sending you to Greenland, buddy. It's like shit. No, I don't want to go back there.
What?
Oh my god.
Okay. Oh wow, this is a good one.
Okay, good one. Yeah.
100%.
For example, Amber Heard. Why do they care so much?
100%. 100%.
Yeah. What are your thoughts, Steve? 100%.
100%. I got, but we know way too much about these folks' lives, and it's sort of unfair because we know everything about them and they don't know anything about us.
That's right.
We're faceless to them. We're just like,
we're faceless. We're just a herd. No, there's too much of that stuff. Like Tom Cruise is a Scientologist, and that has been used so many times, and I'm like, okay. And then I found out what a Scientologist was, and I'm like, all right. But like, I wanted to see Mission Impossible 7. It's got Haley Atwell, and I've liked the other ones for the most part. So, I mean, Tom Cruise hasn't come up to me and said, join Scientology. If he did, I would say, no, it sounds ridiculous.
I'd say, show me the money.
I would say,
I need money before I join.
There you go. Like, you gotta sign exclusive rights to me.
It's just, it's too much. Like, their lives start to, like, you know, and that's the thing. That's the thing with Gina Carano. Like, oh, she got fired, and I was mad, and I'm like, wait a minute, she's not my girlfriend or my wife or anything. What the hell do I care, right? Yeah, but you get caught up in this. Like, there's a mutual friend of ours who says, oh, so and so celebrity single. I'm like, okay, and he's like, yeah. I'm like, I'm not dating her. She's in like Hollywood, and she's a celebrity, and she has guards. If I walk up to her and ask her for a date, they will literally beat me with my own lid. So I'm not, you know, but people get caught up in it, and it's like, why? So
yeah. So I mean, yeah. Well, but Amber Heard was really good in Aquaman, though. That was the other thing. It's like,
yeah,
I like
her in Aquaman.
She'd be replaced.
Like,
she'd be replaced.
Thank you. Anybody could be replaced. We seen that with Terrence Howard.
Yes. But
So,
I mean, I'll be honest with you, did Terrence Howard really bring that much to the role that we mourned his, not even his passing? He just didn't. The other thing I would love to talk about is when people are fired or they're removed from a reality show, people act like they were taken out and like murdered.
They were killed or something. Yeah.
I don't understand that. Like, they're fine. Like, what are you?
The producers might put them up to that, though. I don't know, but
it could be.
All right, so yeah,
they're trying to bring more eyes onto their product any way possible.
I feel like it's almost like Arkham, like when people got all upset about Amber Heard and the thing with Johnny Depp. I was not in the room with either of them, so I can't really comment about what actually took place. But what does that have to do if you're going to pay to see the movie? Like, I don't get it.
I think the problem though is that, like, what she did, it's like other people, when it happens to other people, mostly men, where women accused or whatever, the men are absolutely destroyed, lose their jobs, and they're done forever. And then evidence later comes out saying, oh, well, yeah, they actually didn't do anything. And it's like, oh, okay. And I think what's happened is that Amber Heard's like kind of been caught out. I don't know. I don't really actually know, but I think it's
the only reason why that was in the news is because it entered a court of law, and that's a different matter, right? Yeah. And then at that point, like, corporations are like, okay, we have to look at this, and But I mean, if it's just rumors and stuff, I don't care. Unless there's like criminal charges pressed, and then you're like, whatever happened to that actor? It's like, oh, that's because they were like in jail or something.
Yeah. I personally don't care. Best Superman is Christopher Reeve. I agree. Did you see what I did there? Yeah. I like Superman's my favorite Dark Knight. Yeah, Dark Knight, the animated movie, was really good. I like Mask of the Phantasm. Maybe that I keep forgetting about that. That was a theatrical release. Mask of the Phantasm is
it's a theater movie. Yeah.
It's a theater movie. It counts. These straight to video movies are all very good. Obviously, they're all very well done. You could pick your Batman. No, not Batman Begins. What's it called? Year One. That was good too.
Yeah, the cartoon. They all seem like proof of concepts for like real, actual live action movies. It's like you watch. Like, that'd be nice if it were live action. But hey,
that's true. For sure.
That's Fantastic Four. Nobody.
Whoa. Okay. All right. The books.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, the Jack Kirby Fantastic Four.
Right.
I agree with you most of your choice except for Spider. Okay, so we're gonna get into that.
I figured that.
Oh yeah, that was a great episode.
Okay, can we say this about the Fantastic Four? Michael Chiklis and Chris Evans were spot on for the Thing and Human Torch.
Yeah, they were good.
I would go farther and say Ian Grafald was fine as Mr. Fantastic.
And what's her name wasn't bad. She was okay for Sue.
Bad. It's just like Jessica Alba's Latina, and they're trying to pass her off as Caucasian. And like I thought, like, am I crazy? Am I taking crazy pills right now? Because you're passing. Like, isn't that like?
My interpretation was that she just had blonde hair. I wasn't thinking too much about the.
I do.
They always do that. They coat them white, right? So
yeah.
So like she had blue eye too. I'm like, wait a second. I just saw a movie with her, and she's like dark. She looks like she looked like she could be JLo's younger sister or something.
Yeah.
But and now she's like blonde hair, blue eyed. I'm like, okay, what have they done to you? Run, Jessica. They don't. The money's not worth it.
She's got to cry pretty.
Right.
Yeah, they're getting better. Favorite is 89. I think I like that. I like 89 the best. Hey, what's going on? Thank you so much for joining. I think you're new to the chat. Andrew, what is going on? Do you know, I want to keep score aspects one.
I think him as a kid.
I know you like Tobey Maguire, Andrew. That is very evident. Hello, on Superman and Lois. I know the actress who plays Supergirl was pregnant at the time of the filming. Oh yeah. Why didn't I think the reason she didn't call Supergirl is because Supergirl sucks. That's what happened.
Sorry, are they not in another dimension or something like that?
No, it's one dimension now after Crisis.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't see Crisis, so
that was good.
Yeah.
Well, okay, let me explain to you guys. Batwoman is garbage.
Yeah.
Supergirl is garbage. So these shows are trying to pretend Superman and Lois is trying to pretend really hard that these other shows aren't around.
Don't exist, yeah.
Yeah, but Double C is right. If you're looking at it like, if Supergirl is in that universe, why would you not call her Supergirl?
Because she's unreliable.
But
let's move on now.
No.
This guy.
Like, the whole thing is that this is our opinion of it, but within the actual universe, Supergirl is a superhero. So Double C is right. Like, why?
Double C is correct. Yeah,
but it's
you are correct.
I don't want anyone else.
Why don't the Avengers show?
No. I'm not saying No, guys. I don't want her to call Supergirl. I don't want her to call Pants Supergirl.
I'll take the skirt Supergirl.
Yeah,
if she came back.
I definitely don't want Pants Supergirl.
All right, something about real quick. Supergirl. She flies around in a short skirt. Does she not know that people could look up her skirt? Like,
no, she's so fast they can't see it. She's too fast. They can't see.
All you see is a blur.
It's a blur. You can't see anything.
The Flash can see it.
What?
Well, the Flash could be pervy all he wants to if you really want to.
That is true.
He loves Iris, okay? He's never peeked at anybody else.
Sure.
Come on, he's got to have peeked at Caitlin Snow or something at one point. He had to.
I'm pretty sure he peeked on Wonder Woman a couple of times. He's just like, I just had to see.
Well, look at the Snyder Cut. How long did he fondle Iris as she was flying through the air?
Her. He just looked at her.
No, we're not.
No, he totally. Anyway, he totally me too her.
Oh my God!
She was a girl. You have no problem with it. The girl from
Pulp Fiction. You mean Uma Thurman?
Yeah,
I was going to point that out.
Of all time.
Yes, I was going to point that out.
I know it's these younger people. Man.
I don't want Iceman's PP considering a blonde.
Fair enough.
Is now your Punisher? Well, I'm glad. There's a great one of a movies that I really like is The Man in the Iron Mask.
That's a good one.
I love it. It's not exactly the book, but that's okay. I love the movie, and there's a great line where D'Artagnan, who I never thought was one of the top characters for me, even though it's based all on him. But in this movie, Gabriel Byrne plays him, and he's great. This is going to make sense to you in a second. And then he's there with Jeremy Irons and the other Musketeers, John Malkovich and Gerard Depardieu, who's the only French one among them. But anyways,
yeah.
So whatever. So they're there and they're debating over the king and the oaths, and there's some great lines in there about what an oath means when you swear an oath to somebody. And then Jeremy Irons, who's playing Athos, I'm sorry, he's playing Aramis, and Aramis says, "God be with you, for none of us will." So we're with God. John Bernthal is with you, but none of us are. None of the rest of us are.
We're
hoping he's with you,
my
buddy.
friend.
I think they could stop Morgan Edge. I don't know what they're going to do with Morgan Edge, man.
We'll see.
Snap his neck.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Sean.
Yes.
Superman doesn't do that.
I mean, that's the Punisher way. That's the Frank Castle.
That is the Punisher way.
But the Frank Castle way is also like
wasn't as great. Yeah.
No, it was boring, man.
It was boring.
I like him as Punisher. That's the thing. I think he can be a great Punisher.
I
Give
agree.
him like a good script. Something with some excitement in it, perhaps. Maybe some action, maybe 2 or 3 action scenes per episode, perhaps. I don't know.
We were talking about that a minute ago. Like, make him the villain. Make him the villain. Just go all the way in and like villains and heroes. There are no heroes and villains. It's just perspectives. That's all it is.
I agree with that. It's like, the Daredevil season 2, guys, I love Punisher, like big time. I have every issue of War Journal not collected in trade paperback, or like literally I bought every stupid one of them. And I have Punisher #1 also. And I've got, and like I saw the movie a million times. I love Punisher. Like he's like one of my favorites. And when I saw Daredevil season 2, I'm thinking Daredevil, who's like literally top 5, teaming up with Punisher, who at the time was like, let's say top 10, top 15. He's kind of moved up and down as I learn about other characters. But I was like, I'm like literally high-fiving myself. I'm like, dude, I can't believe this is the best. I went to work. And I'm like, everyone must watch Daredevil season 2. People were like, I didn't see season 1. I'm like, I don't care. Just watch season 2 because Punisher is the best. And that whole thing was so good. And then when his show came out, I'm like, his show, I watched the first episode. I'm like, he burns his costume, gets rid of everything. I'm like, oh, this is not good. And then he's like a carpenter. I'm like, okay. Then in the next episode, he's a carpenter. And then in the next episode, he's with Microchip and he's like watching his wife or like he's like going, and I'm like, what happened here? Where's the Punisher uses guns, doesn't he? And I start getting my comics out. I'm like, yep, he definitely shoots guns in these comics. I'm quite certain of that. It's like, what happened? That character in that show is not the Daredevil character. Like, period. Henry Cavill has a script for Mass Effect. Oh, did you hear that Henry Cavill might be sidelined in The Witcher Season 2 to bring up the strong female characters? Oh. Yay!
Really? I didn't hear that.
I heard that, but again, I heard that from questionable sources.
I saw some of it. I have to watch the rest of it.
Yeah, the Loki thing hasn't happened yet, but anyway.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about Loki. Are we all caught up on Loki?
Yes.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah.
Well, okay, we'll talk about it in a second. Let's go through a couple more of these, and then we'll get into that. There's a douchebag, Bob Kane. Oh yes, he is.
Yeah, we know that. It was Walt Disney.
Yeah, yeah, but this is really awful. Like, this is all happening while the guy's alive too. That's really brutal. Yeah. Hey, Belle, what's going on? I don't know if you're still on here. We're late on everybody. Sean. Okay, so yeah, we're super late because Sean's been on for a while. Oh, I hate this. The comments just jumped on me, and I can't see where I am. Swamp Thing TV show. Oh, hey, check this out, Ryan. Which live action Swamp Thing TV show are you referring to? The 3-season Swamp Thing TV series?
He's obviously talking about the new one. He doesn't know there was one in like
I'm just being
like 3 seasons. Yeah.
I'm just being a dick. I'm just being a dick. I'm just being an elitist. I have to show everybody that I know everything.
A Canadian elitist? Wow.
I know it's off character, but we need to have a few of them around here. No, I love
pretty on character here. But...
Did you watch? Okay, hold on. Steve, did you watch Swamp Thing? Oh my God, Sean, did you watch it? No,
I haven't. I haven't watched it.
Guys, did
you like right downstairs? I have it, but I haven't watched it yet.
Greymalkin, did you watch Swamp Thing?
I'm gonna lie and say. Yeah, no, the cartoon. I watched
the cartoon. Yeah.
Okay, the cartoon. Well.
Yeah. Well, there's only like 4 or 5 episodes of that, so that's a pretty easy watch.
5 episodes, yeah.
How many? 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 5 episodes.
It's meant to be like Monday to Friday, right? So
yeah. I cannot highly recommend like Swamp Thing more. I loved the Swamp Thing TV series. It has taken the best of the classic Swamp Thing, but it has a lot of the Alan Moore elements in it. And the Floronic Man, like Jason Woodrue, who was killed off in Batman and Robin. Everyone forgets that Jason Woodrue. Check this out, Ryan. That character, Jason Woodrue, Floronic Man at the end or whatever, he's literally in Batman and Robin. He's Uma Thurman's boss, who invents the Venom. That's Jason Woodrue. Look in the credits.
Yeah.
Anyways,
but he's
that could be his origin.
No, that's also the father of Lex from Smallville.
Oh yeah, the actor. Yeah, he's Lionel Luthor. But anyways, the way that they showed the Jason Woodrue's final form, like as the creature, holy shit, it's the damn best. I really wish that show would continue. That it was so good, and the guy who played Swamp Thing was great, and Abigail was great too. There's no Anton Arcane, but they were hinting at him.
Sure.
Think about those. Okay, we're kind of way past that. All right, we're all past that.
Big bad.
Yeah, I mean, she was okay. She's all right.
Same character.
Yeah. Okay, let's we gotta go through some of these because this is all people arguing with each other that I can't tell.
All right.
Like that. You did the wrong sign. Anyway, that's outrageous.
I think Henry Cavill could make a great Superman. He just needs great scripts. Yes. And good. Well, anyway, I'll carry on later.
She looks good. Yeah, Sean. No. The CW is pretty ass. Yes, except for Superman and Lois. Yes, I agree.
That's such a sharp turn the other way. That show, like it's totally not a CW show.
What does that mean? He's married with children, so I'm pretty sure that.
Very mature.
Unless you use the Kryptonian technology.
Jeez.
Flash is too Sweet Home Alabama. Yeah, he's a Sweet Home Alabama. All right, let's go through some of these. Tobey Maguire as the Punisher. Yes, do it. All right, Truth. Hey, Sean. The Punisher should be. Yes, I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Like Dolph Lundgren.
The closest to that was the very first one, where he didn't even have a skull on his shirt.
There you go.
It depends on what you're counting as. It's a ship of Theseus. Like what makes Punisher for you? At what point is it not Punisher anymore? I think it's not. Oh yes,
excellent as Kingpin. Yeah,
excellent. That was beautiful casting. Using my fanball. Okay, I'm gonna.
Yeah, just.
Yep.
There's an inevitable part in the chat where people just start fighting with each other, so we can just skip that.
Yeah, Anthony, what's going on? I'm sure Anthony will start fighting with somebody. Anthony just messaged me. He watched 1984 again, and he really likes it. So I'm glad that you came around, Anthony.
That is a lie. That's a lie.
Here's a new person.
What? I've never lied.
Hey,
Keely.
I've literally not told a lie in at least the last 10 seconds. Hey, Keely, what's going on, man? I appreciate you coming by.
What's going on?
Anyone who gets offended by some random guy in the air needs to. Yeah, I mean, come on. Sean is God. I'll leave that on for a minute. Okay, thanks, Ryan. You got to go. That's cool, dude.
I mean, Skeptic's just talking about things that we already knew. So, but thanks for actually verbalizing it. There you go.
I'm
Sean God. Now he's God here.
Hear me roar.
Okay, let's talk about Loki.
Whatever you do, man. Whatever you do.
Let's talk about Loki.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go.
Bucket or
hold on. Who's caught up on Loki?
Steven doesn't like Loki. Hot take. I saw it. Yeah.
You know what? I'm kind of with you on there. I'm starting to like.
Okay, hold on. Let's go, Steven.
It's
Loki, talk.
Like Anthony, I'm channeling you right now. It's trash. It's garbage. I watched it last night, and it's supposed to be exciting, and I literally sat there like this watching it. I have no idea what this thing is trying to say. I'm completely confused on what we're trying to do. Like, they're going to go after the timekeepers, okay, and do what? Like, Loki, this was my fear going in. Loki is not a hero, and they're just trying to shoehorn him in. And not only that, he didn't even go through the events in the Marvel Cinematic Universe to make him a pseudo good guy, which we got at the end of Endgame. He just watched it and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's me." And I'm like, "What?" It's mind blowing. This new Loki, who's a girl, I'm like, "Okay," and she's like, "Oh, don't call me a Loki." I'm like, they have this conversation on the train, and I'm just sitting there like, "What is going on?" Like, this is literally written by someone who has nothing better to do with their time and just got a concept, said, write a Loki show. And they said, all right. And they just wrote a bunch of babbling BS and it's a show. This is like, I thought Falcon and the Winter Soldier was bad. This is worse. This is nonsense. Like, every episode now, it feels like a year of my life is being ripped out of me.
All right. Okay. Let's go, Greymalkin. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, Steven kind of said a lot of it. I don't care about Loki. I don't care about female Loki. I don't care what her name is. Owen Wilson's interesting because this is a different Owen Wilson. I want to see where it goes, but I'm not interested. It sucks. It just sucks. I saw it. When the night it premiered, and I was like, oh, I saw like, oh yeah, Loki's on. Like, you don't care, it doesn't matter at the end, and you feel like this is kind of like what Steven was also saying. This is just fan fiction. All this is fan fiction. I don't care. Like, I'm skipping it. There's better shows I could be watching.
All right, Sean, what are your thoughts?
I'm not super angry at this because I would prefer to just watch it out and see where, like, what the conclusion's supposed to be. I feel like this is a show that's going to actually justify its existence in the last episode, or it won't, and then I'll be super mad. But I think this was the episode where I really questioned what the hell it was doing here. I like Owen Wilson, and he was absent this whole episode, and this whole thing with the female, like I don't know if they're. My God, is she gonna be an enchantress or I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
But that would be what, an old beaten up enchantress. Like anyway, but yeah, I think listen. This episode was kind of aimless and pointless, and it ends with it being aimless. And it's the 3rd out of 6, so I don't really know. I don't really know where it's going, and I'd have to like stick it out and see what the next 3 episodes bring before I get really boiling pissed.
Okay. I'm kind of with Sean in the sense that, like, for me, WandaVision was good from the beginning because I like the sitcoms and I like that kind of stuff anyways. So I was totally cool with WandaVision, but obviously some people were a bit bored. My wife doesn't care about sitcoms, doesn't care about Leave It to Beaver or Dick Van Dyke or any of this stuff. So she was just like, whatever. So, but she ended up, when she finished the whole thing, she really liked WandaVision a lot. And it's like, well, that all made sense and all explained itself. And it works as like a 9-part movie or one really long movie. Falcon and the Winter Soldier fell apart because for me, it started out really strong and then it kind of fell apart. This one, it's not starting out like WandaVision was great for me all the way through. Falcon started out really strong and kind of got not that great with a couple of cool things that happened. But anyway, this one is just kind of there. So I don't know. I'm going to wait till it's all done. And if it's all done and it's a bunch of garbage, I'm going to absolutely destroy this thing. It better make sense. It's 6. This better all be good by the time.
It better make sense.
It better make sense. It's like, because if it's Enchantress, like, I'll just say it's Enchantress. Like, I don't like just say we're hunting the Enchantress. Like, you know, like I'll put everybody back on. Like, what is the point of let's say it's Enchantress at the end, and it's like, why not you just
called it?
And it's like, okay, so that's the Enchantress. Well, why don't you just say it's the Enchantress?
Yeah, why be coy?
It's like, not only that, it's that he's like, so you enchant. He said it like twice, and I'm like, are you serious? This is like that stupid Flash thing where just when Flash and Iris are trying to have a baby, it's like, I like your impulse. And I'm like, that didn't just happen. That was not just said.
Hey man, say the one from Hulk is like, it's like don't you see? Like, no, I don't. That was Daredevil.
Yeah, so there's this. I hate when they explain the powers in dialogue. It really irritates me. And sometimes it's done okay, right? But like you know, they're like, oh, we've created an abomination, and you're like,
oh god, yeah.
But anyways, but the worst was the trial of the Incredible Hulk with Bill Bixby, my personal close friend, and Lou Ferrigno, one of my heroes. And Daredevil's in that one, and Daredevil is there, and like literally, like Kingpin's trying to like blind him or something, or do something, and he's like, "Oh, you know," and they're talking, and there's the dialogue's like, "Oh, you see," and Daredevil's like, "No, I don't see," and you're like, "Why? Why would you say that? That's so weird." And it's just to tell the audience that it's like, "Oh, I can't see." It's like, yeah, we know that.
Yeah, was the Suicide Squad where everyone makes fun of that line where I think it was Will Smith. It's like, so we're some kind of Suicide Squad or something, right? And you're like,
yeah. Dude, and like I'm gonna, and then like, you know, honestly, like this is the. And you're like really, you're like,
yeah.
No,
but I like when they do the slang stuff. Like in Suicide Squad, I always thought that it would have been cool if they would have like substituted the word crazy for Joker. Like, it's like, hey, y'all Joker. Like, you know, everybody knows the Joker. If like you say something, you say Joker did something, like, yeah, that's insane. Like,
yeah. I don't know. We'll see. My wife is really enjoying Loki, but she likes Loki. But you know what the thing is that people. This is a thing that happens a lot, and I don't like it. And Steve will immediately know what I'm talking about, and I'm sure you guys will. Where the character that I'm following is being made to look like a goof all the time. Mm-hmm. And it's like, it's called Loki. It's about him. When I don't care what they're called, Time Bureau people, I'm not going to call them their real names.
The Time Police.
Sure. When the time cops show up, they beat the crap out of Loki. Now that's fine, because you're like, well, they've got these, sticks. But then when they're fighting girl Loki, chick Loki, she beats the crap out of them. So I'm like, well, are these guys good or not? Because all you're doing is you're making Loki look like he's trash. Yeah. And Loki was like a badass villain that kicked the crap out of everybody. He should not be made to look like a fool. This is a James Cameron rule in Terminator and in Terminator 2 when he was doing it, and they had Schwarzenegger, the T-800, be a good guy, where they're like, we have to be very careful how we bond him with the child. Because if he starts being very silly, so it's like, oh, look, kids like him because he goes, you can't turn him into a clown or a silly character. Because remember, he was trying to smile, right, and it looks all like weird. And they're like, we got to be careful. We can't make it too goofy because then the Terminator's not threatening anymore, right? Loki is not threatening. He's like a fun-loving guy. You're like, he's dancing and singing, and it's like, oh, I can have a drink with Loki. No, Loki's a piece of trash. He literally in that Avengers movie, he's saying, bow down to me. He's literally, well, I don't want to say he's like a Nazi or whatever, but he's literally like, like
a tyrant.
He's a tyrant.
Yeah. He's a bad guy.
He's a tyrant. No, it's like, why is he this jokey, dumb character? Like, he should just like kill everybody. And why is he depowered? I don't even understand what's going on when he's on that planet.
Powers, to me, why doesn't he use them?
Yeah.
No. Sorry, I'm sorry, Sean.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Gray.
No, it's the time stuff. They explain like the magic is like, it's mumbo jumbo, but he said like the magic is kind of like negated, like in the time, like.
No, what about when he's on the planet?
New planet or something on this new planet, he does have powers, though.
Yeah,
right.
It's all over the place. I don't even like. He comes out and he's like, "Oh, they're going to let all these people die," and I felt like saying, "Why do you care?
Yeah, why do you care? You're Loki.
You're Loki. Why?"
Yeah. Remember in the first episode when he said like, "Oh, you like hurting?" He was like, "I don't like hurting." He was like, "Yeah, you do. You really do. You like hurting people who get in your way.
Yeah.
Do what you say, or you stab.
I'm okay with him like deflecting that and saying no, I don't like it. It's just him being an ass, right? But like,
right.
But the rest of it doesn't fit. Like I was always okay with the direction they went with Loki, because the thing is, in those movies, even Thor: The Dark World, I always knew he was a bad guy anyways. Like at the end of Thor, no matter how nice and shit he was to Thor and everything, Loki still takes over Asgard and gets rid of of Odin. And it's like, to me, that was the conclusion of that movie, that like, oh, you thought he was this big, nice, jokey guy, right? No, he's still Loki. He's still the Loki that, and I thought that was the point of that movie. But then they kept going out, like in Ragnarok, they have a whole buddy team thing with him and Thor and everything, right? So
the problem is, this didn't feel like, an organic face turn. This felt like the fans really like Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah,
and it's really like Loki, because he's the only good thing in the first two Thor movies. So let's make him a good guy. It's like, no, this is garbage. Like Loki is.
Wow.
Yeah. So here's the thing.
Yes.
It's fun and entertaining, but like the essence of Loki's not there, and it's aimless. Like, I mean, like, I'm not putting words in Stephen and Gray's mouths, but like, they don't like what they see right now, because we don't really know what the hell they're trying to do, and we're kind of afraid of what they want to do, right?
Right.
I want to see it's only 6 episodes. Well, I want to see what they're gonna do. If it's shit, then I'll be like, okay. After I will eviscerate this like I did Falcon and Winter Soldier.
So I'll say this: if they somehow turn this around in the last 3 episodes, I will call this the greatest writing comeback in history, because that's what you will need. And yeah, we are the only channel, because everyone just is like, and I was reading up on other reviews, right, which I found foolish of me to do, because I generally don't agree with other people, so I don't really know why I was reading that. But like, people love Tom Hiddleston as Loki, and they love the funny, jokey, clever, witted Loki. That's not the Loki, to what J-Man said earlier. This is the ship of Theseus. when is it no longer Loki?
Right.
Right now, this is like 5 billion like light years away from Loki.
The other thing too is like I feel like maybe I'm too old not too old, but like I've seen this before, and to some people that I mean, like this is Demolition Man basically,
right?
And if you've never seen buddy cop movies or Demolition Man before, then you're charmed by the writing of between Loki and Owen Wilson. And you're charmed by like Loki and this woman, whatever the hell her name is, and like the banter and stuff, and like they don't like each other, then they do, and that's all new to you, and you love it. I've seen this a million times, so I am not charmed by this. I need to see something better than this. That's
right.
all.
Yeah. This is okay. Yeah, no. Sean just bottom lined it. So Steven, like both of you guys bottom lined the main problems. Number one is, what are you looking for in a show about Loki? What I always call the promise. There's a promise of a product. You know, if you buy this, there's a promise. It's called Detective Comics. The promise is that, okay, Batman's in this, looks like Huntress is in this, they're teaming up. This is the promise of this book. Everything is a promise. When Loki's an established character in the MCU and they remove the character after the events of whatever movie it was, the first one, they're removing that Loki. That's the Loki from that movie. I think Steve said it. It's not the Loki from after all of the stuff that's happened. It's the bad guy, like pure bad guy Loki. Now, they've removed him, and then we know what Loki is. So if you're thinking of Loki's show, you're like, okay, Loki's going to go around and be a dick and do all these crazy things. And then you're not getting that. Okay, so now, I'm not saying they have to give you that. But if they don't give it to you, they really need to give you something really good as an excuse why they didn't give you what you wanted. Right. It's almost like they're going to give you the thing you never knew you wanted. Right. I either need the thing I want or the thing I never knew I wanted. Mm-hmm. But you can't give me something that's like, well, this isn't really Loki. He's not really evil and scummy. It's just a buddy cop. I literally thought, oh, it's a buddy cop thing. They're going to go around, be bantering. And I'm like, well, it ain't Murtaugh and Riggs or whatever, right? Like, it's like, okay, I mean, I've seen this formula 4 million times. We kind of saw it in Falcon and Winter Soldier already, which just aired. And that was way better handled than the Loki one. The best thing about Falcon and Winter Soldier was those two guys talking. Yeah. Right? Yeah. That was the best thing of that. That kind of held it together.
What they talk about. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the best thing in that show. So this isn't doing it. And then you got this female Loki. It's like, look, we don't know who she is. Anytime you don't know who someone is, it's fine in a movie because by the end of the movie, there's a twist. But now there's a week that I now have to ponder. So next week, Wednesday, is there going to be some absolute amazing thing that's going to happen to explain why I should care about what's going on here? Like they're on this planet. I'm like, okay. Right. So yeah, unless Loki goes and kills. Now they're saying that Mobius is Loki or he's a Loki or something. Look, why is Loki 100 people? If someone tells me in the comics he shapeshifts, I will literally throw up. It's like, and I know someone's going to type that in just to be funny. But
I'm actually going to look that up right now.
don't use in the comics. The comics are drawn. So Loki can look like different people, and then it's a surprise, right? Like it's a surprise. Like, oh, that was Loki. Oh my God. We know Loki's in this. It's called Loki. We know. So we're watching it for Tom Hiddleston. Like that is literally that's what we're watching it for.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see. I do buddy. All right. Your dad had a VHS in his room and found it was called Demolition Woman. I actually know Demolition Woman, and I know the one that he's talking about. That's pretty bad. I love Mando, but the first episode was my favorite. I love Mandalorian. I think it was good. J-Man hating. No way. I think you misspelled hating by it's spelled TRUTH. Ready for Sean to start hating? You missed it. Sean hated the least out of all of us.
Sean is a god, Caleb. So we've already established that. So, oh
yeah.
Skeptic just came to.
Yeah,
there you go. We knew that was going to happen.
Fast Saga about the MC. Is the Fast and
Furious?
I'm going to say no. Masked Panther, thank you so much for joining. Oh, I like your icon or your avatar. That's really cool.
I like that.
Caleb, of course he's hating. No, Anthony, you left the stream and came back because Sean was the only one talking positive about this. He was the most positive. I was second most positive. Greymalkin was third, and Steve was hating. Steve was hating.
No, it's not hating. You just have a different opinion.
Oh no,
that is hating in internet.
Hating, I don't care. I'm hating it. Yes.
I don't know what sun is. I don't have a sun.
Okay. All right, got it. Loki has strength, durability, longevity far superior to humans. The most powerful sorcerer of all vast. Okay, that's whatever. Astral projection. He can shapeshift, hypnosis, molecular rearrangement, glass, levitating, conjuration, cryokinesis, telekinesis, and teleportation.
Cool.
So yes, 10 powers.
Pretty good.
And we're not seeing any of them in the show.
Right. We're seeing the power of him not being able to do stuff.
Yeah.
The problem is, look, guys,
I said this before, in the movies that they're not really clear on what you can do. He's a god and he could do stuff. It's,
Yeah.
We know
it's like the Scarlet Witch. They said like, oh, her powers are basically just reality altering, and just forget about that whole thing in the comics where she just alters probabilities, right?
No, they're just like
they still have probability alteration.
That's reality warping. You're warping the original reality into your reality.
That's true.
Logic.
Loki's a god. He has like god-like powers. He calls himself a god like 3 times in this last episode.
Well, I wish he be a god of mischief. Like he's Loki. He's the god of mischief, right? So
in Norse mythology,
I know he gave himself though.
Everybody in Norse mythology also has an earthbound thing. Like for example, Thor can drink. Thor was said to have drunk half the oceans of Earth in one gulp. Right? Loki can eat. He can eat very fast, and he basically eats fire, the equivalent of fire burning. So each of these gods also have some other thing that they do. I don't know the other gods. There's another guy who can run fast, and they never go into that kind of stuff, right? But if they're gonna have these powers, I want to see them. I don't want Loki undermined all the time, because all the last episode, all I saw in the last episode was this girl is way better than Loki, and she's better than him in every way. She's a better fighter than him. She's better at magic than him. She's smarter than him. And it's what? Just name it after her then. Just call it and if she doesn't want to be called Loki, so what am I watching this for? It's just, I don't get it. And it's who is this person to be that good? This was the problem with Captain Marvel. They brought Captain Marvel in hey, she's the best. Why? She needs to earn her spot, right? This, you can't earn a spot in one 40-minute thing to say you're better than Loki.
Well, it goes down to it seems to be one of their things is like that, is to sort of undermine the male characters but they even screw that up, because as you saw in Endgame, Captain Marvel was there, and there was this whole host of people, and Spider-Man was I don't know how you're going to get through them. And all these female characters showed up and she's got help. And I'm wait a minute.
Most of them don't even know each other.
Yeah, but first of all, how does the Wasp help Captain Marvel out? And if Captain Marvel is the best, why does she need help?
Because because it doesn't make sense. It's just there to be there, right? Okay.
The whole thing with Endgame, that whole female thing. No, they should have done various iterations of the Avengers together. They should have had the originals all together with Wasp, a current version, or just they're all fighting together, but it's different iterations of the Avengers. It's a wink to the audience, and in the casual fan, whoa, that they look so cool together.
Yeah,
maybe I want to see that.
Yeah.
Yep. Did anyone watch Fast 9? Is that's in the theater, right? Or no?
7.
Yep.
It just came out. It was coming out or something.
I saw 8, but I'm done after 5. I decided I'm not watching anymore.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch them all. I gave Sean. Did I give you my collection, Sean?
I have.
Yes, I did.
From either you or Steve or both of you, I have up to 8 No.
No, I didn't give you part 8. I
No,
definitely gave
up
you
to
the first
7,
5 or
so
6 or something.
I think I need 8 and Hobbs and Shaw. I've seen
Steve
up to
kept
5.
the first few.
I kept the first 5, and then
So I gave Sean my entire collection. I'll just wait because right now they've got a pack of all 8. I'll wait till they're all kind of done, and then maybe just buy one set that has everything, and then I'll watch them all. Because look, I'm okay with crazy fantasy, over the top. The franchise has changed, so people are going to drop off. That's just how it goes. At some point in time, people just get sick of Friday 13th. They're like, oh, it's just Jason killing people. I never do. But, it is what it is. He goes to space. I love it. So, Fast and the Furious, if it goes into space, I'd love that. But I got to tell you, I saw Hobbs and Shaw. It was infuriating. It was so bad. I hated it. It was not funny. It was so long. It was, oh God, it was so frustrating. And I'm thinking if Hobbs and Shaw is like the newer Fast and Furious movies, then I am done. Because it's all bantering and all being funny. Like there's nobody who's just a normal character. Like I need to have a normal, grounded, real person. Like it can't everyone has quips and one-liners and snarky remarks, and it's like you're not human beings anymore. Like you're just, jokes.
So I read a review on it on the Action Elite, and the review is that the tone is very uneven. It will be serious at times, and then it will be self-mocking at times.
Right.
And I'm like, I'll be honest with you, I was sort of done. 8 was the nail because that was when all the villains from 6, like the villains from 6 and 7 came back to help the team out. And I was kind of like, and the whole thing with the baby on the plane with Jason Statham. I mean, Jason Statham is a legit great action star. And it's just like, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what anyone's doing anymore. I got tired of cars dropping out of the sky and jumping between buildings, and like after 5, to me, they did the last score. Dwayne Johnson's going to go after him. That's fine. I mean, I like that. I don't like Dwayne Johnson joining the team as well, because like who hasn't joined the team yet? Like it seems everyone joins the team.
That one dude from Fast 2. He didn't.
Yeah, I liked Fast 2. I actually liked Fast 2.
The villain was scary. He came out really like he's killing people.
Yeah, and like the colors in Miami and all that. I thought that was great, and Tokyo Drift is cool too. Like being in Tokyo is cool.
Yeah,
4 not so great, but 5 in Brazil, and then using the vaults as weapons. I was like the safes as weapons. I thought that was a great idea. But they got their last score. They went their separate ways. To me, that's the story's done. Like,
I think they missed the opportunity of having a rotating cast of characters.
Yeah.
Like you always keep. Well, Paul Walker unfortunately passed away, and he was great. But you keep Vin Diesel, and then you have like 3 or 4 people with him, and he gets different guys every movie for different missions.
That would be cool.
X-Men. That's how you X-Men.
Yeah,
I know, and I knew you're going to catch that, which is the way X-Men operates. It's X-Men, because then you know what happens? Nothing gets boring and nothing gets tired, because Jason Statham shows up, and then it's like, okay, well now the next one, Jordana Brewster shows up with, the other guy or whatever, like The Rock, and you're like, oh, this is a cool idea, and then each guy always has a specific thing, and then you only have 4 or 5 people, and then only one of them needs to be the smart ass guy. Like Vin Diesel's we got to get this job done, straight and narrow guy. And then maybe have a couple people that are always with them. Like if it's going to be what's her face with them all the time is his girlfriend, Michelle Rodriguez. Like maybe 2 or 3 of them are always together. Like let's say if it was Paul Walker, it was Paul, Vin, and Michelle Rodriguez. And then you rotate 2 people. So in this one we get the fast guy, the guy from part 3, and then in this one we get the guy from part 4, and then in 5 we get a different guy and we swap one out. And then keeps it a little bit more interesting. Okay, let's move on. Do I think I don't know what they're going to do. I don't like Young Avengers at all, to be honest with you.
I think they're going to bring them in as kids. I think
yeah, I think they're going to get Fantastic Four in their first property. I'm knowing the Scarlet Witch and Magneto's kids. Look, they're not Magneto's kids. Then they are Magneto's kids. Then they're not Magneto's kids. And just this week, we found out that they're not Magneto's kids.
Okay, all right. This is exactly how I think it would happen. I think originally they were his kids, but then the High Evolutionary told them they weren't. And then in Axis, she changed everything. Reality warper, that's what she does. She just changed it. She changed history. So Magneto was her dad, but then she just changed it and made it not. That's all she did.
Okay, because Scarlet Witch just returned. And now I read these comics in a different order, and I saw her in the background of Way of X. I was like, "Oh shit, Scarlet Witch is!" I'm like, "What the hell's going on? Scarlet Witch back?" And then in the other book, you're like, "Oh, there she is!" It was sick. It was great to have her back. I love seeing her back. She's great.
It's let me tell you guys, Magneto is so fun when he wins. He's such a nice guy. He's not killing anybody. All the racial terms are really kind of at a minimum. The Jason X was fun.
It was
for sure.
That one really girl who was quoting Austin Powers lines, that was fun.
Cosmos John.
Hey, Cosmos John, what's going on, dude?
Brother.
Dark Knight from the comics, Okay, well, I hate this. It jumped on me again. All right. Are you going to watch it? Oh, big time. Okay, so next Saturday at 6 or 6:30 Eastern, we're doing a stream. I've got JoJo coming on from Flicks and Comics. She's going live right now on her channel. So she's not in the chat or whatever, but she's coming on. And I think Steve may or may not. We're going to see how Steve's doing that weekend. And I've got Owen from the Action Elite coming on. So the four of us are going to break down and rank all the Halloween movies, all 11 Halloween movies. Spoilers, Halloween 1 is our favorite. No. Question for the panel. Yeah, Steve, go ahead.
Has anyone seen the Halloween Kills trailer yet?
Yes.
The one that just dropped.
Yes.
What are our thoughts on that?
I did like one thing from the trailer right away. They're leaving the house, and the fire trucks are going, and they're like, "No, let it burn!" I laughed my ass off.
Yeah.
I love that. I'm like, these damn firemen saved Michael Myers.
and did you notice? Yeah. Did you notice how ungrateful that bastard Michael Myers is? They came to help him, and he starts killing them. He's very ungrateful. I feel that Michael Myers is just not a great guy. You try to help somebody out, and that's how you get repaid with like a fireman's axe into your face. This is just uncalled for.
But it also made me think about what horror movie monsters. If they see do they just kill everybody, or did they just kill the people that's in their way? No, he killed everybody.
It's literally called Halloween Kills. It's like Machete Kills. It's like that's it. That's what he does.
No, but that's in other movies. So I always wonder, are they killing everybody, or are they just killing people that are in their way?
Michael Myers is a bit weird like that. Yeah. It was never. It's sort of like he just fixates on something, and this isn't Laurie Strode is the sister anymore. This is just a victim that got away or whatever you're saying. I'm already upset that they're saying that the next one after this is the last one. I'm like, no, I always want more.
They always wanted a trilogy, and then after that they'll do a new one, J-Man.
Of course.
Well, I mean, I do like the fact that they went back to he's evil. Like they said in the trailer, he's just evil. I'm like, thank God.
Just take everything else out.
The thing is, the last one was fun, but as I said before, it's a fun Halloween movie, but it's a great Jason Voorhees movie. Yeah. I mean, it's like they've taken Michael Myers far into Jason Voorhees territory, where he's just like, he's got these great kills, but there's no suspense to it. Like, to me, Michael Myers was always suspense. Like, you could show great kills and stuff, but there's always a lot of lead up to it, and I have to jolt, I was telling you, I can't remember which one. It was one of the lesser ones where the kid, I think it's part 5 or something, where the kid is trying to climb up
that was great.
Laundry
chute. That's part 5.
Yeah, and Michael Myers just almost grabs her and they're like, "Oh, get your feet up!"
Right?
I have to have that kind of reaction to a Halloween movie. But with him just like running around, like even in the trailer, he's just like he kills like 3 guys nonchalantly, and it's like old people, and then he kills them, and it's like no, that's cool. It seems more Jason Voorhees to me. That's all. I've always drawn a distinction between the kinds of kills that Jason Voorhees would do and what Michael Myers would do. I'm not saying it's trash. I'm just saying, I guess that's what we're doing with Michael Myers now.
I like how at the end they showed all the people. Like it's not just a couple of like they got a town. I'm like, that could work. That could work. That could take them down. Maybe I don't know.
There were elements in the last Halloween movie that were good, like the kill that took place where the light kept going off and on. Oh. That was pretty cool, but it was very aimless. It was almost like again. Halloween's greatest hits, where it's like, hey, look, there's Michael Myers. He's going around killing people. Isn't that what you want? But yeah, but I was hoping for a little bit more. I didn't really get it with that one.
I think the thing, and we'll discuss this on the Halloween thing. We won't spend too much more time on it. But the thing is that like, I agree with all of the points, but it's Michael Myers killing people, so I don't care. I don't care if the kills make sense. I don't care if they should be more suspenseful, which they should. Sean is correct. But I don't care. I know it's Halloween's greatest hits, and when I critically compare these, which will be happening on next Saturday, I will address these points. But look, if it's the greatest hits, that's going to be the one I watch the most because that's what I want to see, the greatest hits of Halloween. Right? Like. I'm going to tell you that, part 1 is the best, but do I like part 2 a little bit more? Yeah, maybe, because there's more action and there's more nudity in the movie. Like, it's the other half of the movie, right? It's like, so again, it's like, what are you looking for? Like, we can critically examine these movies and be like, well, this one's the better one and all that. But look, I want to see Michael Myers in the mask. That's why the remake's garbage. Okay.
Oh, the Rob Zombie one? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Andrew Carroll, okay, I don't know what's going on with that. Fast 2 is bad. Okay. Without Fast 2, there's no Fast 3. Without Fast 3, there's no Fast 4, 5, 6, 7. And if you like 9, without 2.
I kind of have a very special place in my heart for Fast 2 because I went to see it the day after I graduated high school. So, I always remember the day it came out.
I mean, Fast 2 is all right.
I wish they kept that naming convention. It's like 3 Fast, 3 Furious, 4 Fast, 4 Furious.
Would have gotten too crazy. There's fight. Okay, we got it. Skeptic at Andrew.
Oh man, these guys are just fighting, man.
You're in trouble with the Halloween stuff?
No, I like Halloween. I'm just messing. Yes, we know. Tobey Maguire is not serious.
This one was the best one. The best one of the 90s.
I like Resurrection as well.
Yeah. No.
Busta Rhymes one?
No. They show. I thought like that was really good. I thought it was weird that they didn't connect it with the other one. Like Halloween 1 and 2, Halloween H2O.
Yeah,
it did its job. Because we saw some really great kills. Remember when that one girl was in that dumbwaiter and then she got her legs stuck and then she was really limping?
Yeah.
Like that's suspicious. You're like, oh no, she did. But like she was really trying. I really felt that she was like, no, you're gonna have to work for this one.
I like H2O. It's fine. I saw it in the theater. I was like,
I go watch Scream 5.
Sean and I started going at Resurrection. I think Resurrection was our first one together, right, Sean?
Yeah, I will watch Scream 5 next year. I'm gonna watch Scream 5 for sure. I like all the other ones. Raid Drops. Okay, we're gonna lot of fighting. Okay, are we all caught up on the fighting?
I think
we're all caught up on the fighting.
Done.
Okay, so I mean Halloween, we're gonna rank those up, so that's cool. We're not getting into this if you're reading ahead. Okay, Sean, what are your thoughts on the Superman comics this week and Wonder Woman? She's out of Asgard. Let's talk about Wonder Woman. Did you read Wonder Woman?
The latest one, or
yeah,
which one is that? Is there one this week, or if there was, I didn't read it. I can't even see that cover. So the one where she's out of Asgard.
She's gone to Olympus and everyone's dead.
And at the end she sees that Olympus all messed up and stuff like that. Or Themyscira is all messed up.
Yes.
Is that the one? Yeah. Okay.
Yes. That was awesome.
It was like weeks ago. Yeah.
That's not weeks ago.
Jesus.
Okay,
That wasn't
right,
weeks ago.
That was awesome.
Sorry, you guys.
And she breaks the hammer and everything. No, that was cool.
This wasn't
that came out of nowhere, man.
Wait. Are you talking? Wait. Okay. So you saw that the god. So she's met Janus, the god, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the end of the last story. Is that what you're talking about, or what?
Okay. So she's in Olympus now, and all the gods are dead.
Okay, I didn't read that. Did that just come out or no?
Yes, that just came out.
Okay, no, I didn't read that.
Okay, so there's a Roman. Okay, so she goes to Olympus, and all the gods at Olympus are dead.
Okay.
And there's one god who's almost dead, and it's Janus, who's a Roman god. And they've established that if there's no Greek equivalent, then that god feels like he has no place. So he literally got kicked out of the Roman, like, whatever gods or whatever, and then he joined up with the Olympians, and then Janus or Janus, depending, I don't know how you want to say that right. God's name. He's the one that's like split. So there's like, you see the other version of him, and then Diana's got her new costume, which I mean, I think it's not really going to be her new costume going forward. It's just kind of there. Like, I don't really care about it that much, but.
And this just came out this week.
Yeah,
I swear to God, the last one came out just a couple weeks ago. Okay,
DC.
This is what I hate about comics. I never know when the hell this shit's coming out. I swear to God, is there a freaking thing that tells you, like,
yes,
I
there
swear
is.
to God that last story wasn't that long ago, and I was like, okay, well, it hasn't come out yet. Like, for fuck's sake!
I will send you.
Jesus Christ.
You should do
Give
stand
us
up,
a thing that tells you when the hell this shit's coming out. That's why comics are the way they are right now.
Okay, hold on.
It's like,
okay. First of all, I have a pull file. Okay, I've got a pull file.
And all this shit happened to Janus. So Jesus Christ, when this happened.
So, okay, if you're on Comixology, just subscribe to it, and then it just sends it to you at midnight.
I think I'm going to do that, because good Lord. For fuck's sake. Like, missed comics, like, I don't know, I guess it came out. Jesus Christ.
All right. Okay, let's put like, when you feel that life is out of focus, always return to the basic of life. And it's not praying, it's breathing. No breathe, no life. That is that.
God.
Sean, we're gonna do the Karate Kid. Karate Kid.
Your anger.
Holy crap, man!
Pineapple pizza. What's going on? Pineapple pizza. Fan. Was I frozen just now?
You're still frozen.
You're still frozen, yeah.
Oh.
You're like,
oh man.
I mean, no one, hardly anyone knows, because Sean was having his own personal meltdown.
It was hilarious.
You're still frozen.
He's like, see, this is.
Now you're okay.
Okay, I'm okay.
He's like, this is what I hate about comics. Like, what?
I'm gonna have to like.
Some warning.
Okay, so hi, pineapple pizza. How's it going, dude? Okay, I'm okay now.
Yeah, you're good. We can see you.
Yeah, so you can do the pull list, or you could do Comixology, and you can just subscribe, and it'll give it to you on midnight. And I've got a website that I checked that shows you everything that's coming out for all companies across the board, so I can send that to you if you want. Did you read the SpiderMan? Did you read the Superman stuff, action and all that?
So what are they saying about Mongol then? That there's a new Mongol? Because I haven't. Is that explained in some other thing or what?
Yes, that was sort of. Well, I mean, they talked about when they had that. What was that garbage thing called? Not Infinite Frontier. The one that was before that.
It's like, what was that
Future State.
Oh, okay.
Future State. I think that was in Future State. So Mongol has a son or something, and then that guy's now taken over.
All right.
So I know that he had a daughter and a son. The son killed the daughter. I don't know what continuity that is, though.
I don't know. It's all messed up.
Yeah.
So
State, right? Like, that's like their Days of Future Past. Like, are they trying to like they're doing the transitioning from the Silver Age to these new heroes now, or is that what?
No, they're not. Well, John is going to have his own comic, which is going to be Superman, and then Kal-El, like Superman, is going to have still be in Action Comics, and he'll be fighting on War World or whatever. And then Infinite Frontier #1 came out this week as well, and Supergirl miniseries was last week. I'm hearing myself echo. Am I echoing for you guys?
Yeah,
or no?
you're
a little bit,
me, but I think I was coming in and out too.
Yeah, kind of.
No,
all right, what? I don't know. I'm gonna check my I'm gonna restart my modem and all that tonight and see. Okay, what's the time? Okay, I'll open up the chat and then we're gonna end it off in a little bit. Well, is there anything else to talk about before I?
Wolverine sucks. No, I mean,
oh
no,
yeah.
Not the character of the book. They just
what was that about? It was boring.
Way of X. I'm getting so tired of Legion's daddy issues. He wasn't even raised like. They really need to accept. Like Chris Claremont did that a lot. He has all these like X-Men who have kids and they grow up and they eventually like you weren't there for us. I didn't know. Your mother never told me. Your mother never told me.
Yeah, like what am I supposed to do? Like I don't know, right? So
I'm not a mind reader. Yeah, you are. What am I supposed to look for? I have to know what I'm looking for.
Yeah, exactly. I can't read your mind and know that you're my son. Like I don't know. Like why would I randomly read everyone's mind to see if I have a son or something? It's weird. But I liked.
Like, what are you doing? Like, excuse me, hello.
Well, at least Scarlet Witch is back, so I'm not sure what they're going to do with her. So let's see what happens with that.
I may have been a little too harsh on that girl. Maybe a little. And Storm too. Like after seeing Sword and seeing her, actually seeing Doom get egg on his face, just when he's like, "Who speaks for Mars?" It's like Storm. Okay,
yeah, I
got nothing to say then.
But that was great. Sword was a great comic. Sword was so good this week.
Oh, also, can somebody explain me why the humans are so mad about Mars? Like they took over. They took Mars and they got they're off Earth. What is it just seems like a little kid who wasn't playing with a toy, and somebody else got the toy, and they're having so much fun with it. And now, like, I want that toy. Like, you weren't thinking about it till they had it. Like,
but that's how Doom just teleports there. Whenever Dr. Doom shows up, it's awesome. He just shows up.
Dr. Doom needs his ass kicked. Like,
no way.
Oh, he really does. Like, not everything's about you. He thinks he's Batman.
It is.
Sean, Steven. Dr. Doom thinks he's Batman. He wants to be in everything. Like if it were up to him, he would be on Krakoa. He would be on the Avengers. He would be a Celestial and a Beyonder at the same time. I don't know how that works.
That works because he's a megalomaniac. He's
a nerd.
But he's also like he wants to be in everything because he wants to control everything. Like he's a control freak. Like that's
I know. This is
why he's got to take over Latvia or Latveria, not Latvia. Latveria. Like that's him. Like I'm not surprised. Like if Dr. Doom was ever in a cadre of villains, and you saw this with the Infinity Gauntlet, he's sitting there and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm with you, Kang," and it's like, yeah, he's just going to screw you over as soon as he can to get what he wants. Like
exactly. And I always thought that if somebody were to kill Doom, like you get arrested, but nobody would really give you a hard time. Like you would go to kill a hero.
Can you even kill him now without wondering if you're killing a Doom bot? Like that's
okay. All right, that's exactly what I would tell him. Like, the only reason why nobody's killed you is because we're not even sure you're a real person. Like, you have all these robots going around. Like, I mean, like it doesn't even matter. Just ignore you. That's what you got to do with Doom and Namor. Ignore them.
He's kind of like. Well, you can add leader there too. Do you know how many bodies leaders had? Holy crap!
Well, leader. Sometimes you got to take some people out.
Yeah.
Like, I mean. I'm surprised Captain America has not contacted Frank Castle to like, hey, there's this guy out there, just take him out. Like he's a bad person, and like let Frank. That'd be something cool for Frank. Let him be the super villain hitman. If you can't touch somebody, Frank will, and he'll.
Yeah, but Frank would end up killing the guy who hired him because he's like, you're a criminal too.
How am I a criminal?
Like that's the problem is that Frank Castle only works as a villain. Punisher only works as a villain when you have a law and order guy who's against killing, like Spider-Man or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, otherwise you're supposed to kind of be with Punisher in a sense, right? Like if you're like, if you're for the death penalty and be like, look, these guys just deserve to die. That's why like something like when you need to have the villains be really harsh. And the problem with that is that right now nobody wants to go the distance and really make them evil. Like if you want, we're gonna I don't want to talk about Death Wish, but we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it on the actually. So we're doing not this week, but probably next week. We're going to go through all the Death Wish films. I love them all. Well, the 5 real ones. And Death Wish 2 is it's harsh. Like you shouldn't be watching that if you really can't take the beginning. But the problem is like you have to establish these villains, which are just despicable pieces of crap, where you want to see them die. And the only way you accomplish that is by showing them do the horrific deeds that they're going to do. If you just say they're bad guys, that's not enough, right? Like, what was that? Was it Law Abiding Citizen? Was that that movie?
Yeah, with Jamie Foxx and Gerard Butler.
It was Gerard Butler, yeah. So in that one, it's like the criminals. Well, one of them was worse than the other, right? Like one of them was like the perpetrator or whatever. The other was just tagging along.
Yeah.
And like literally, what I liked about that movie. What I liked about it is kind of what I didn't like about it, but I kind of understood. Like he went after the criminals and he really killed them really bad. Like he really just like obliterated those guys. But then he started going like, he was like, well, I'm going to get the lawyers and all that. And you're like, okay. And then at some point you're like, well, now you're going too far, because it's like, I mean, everyone has the right to an attorney or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to, it's like, it made me start to question like, well, how far should he go? But then I started to question myself, well, why was I okay with him killing this person, but now I'm not okay with him killing that person? And I liked that I was questioning myself, and they don't do that in movies anymore, where you're an audience member and I'm sitting there questioning, like, this is what I think Falcon and Winter Soldier tried to do and didn't succeed, where we were supposed to be conflicted as viewers thinking, I don't know, but I didn't find myself conflicted. Right. Whereas Law Abiding Citizen, well, I was personally conflicted in Law Abiding Citizen because I'm like, not when he killed the bad guys, but then he started attacking the system, and I'm like, well, this is very interesting. And then how far do you go? And that's where you start to question, like, should he kill the judge? Should he kill the jury? Should he kill the court clerk? Like, it's like it got really crazy.
It gets to the point where, like, where do you stop? Like,
where do you stop?
Right?
Like,
you kill, like, who? Where does it end?
Right. So I liked that. That made me think a little bit more. And then ultimately I was like, well, it kind of went not that it went too far, it got a bit silly, right? Because then he's like, it got a little bit silly.
It needed to be a little bit more grittier and grounded and realistic, and say, like, because it became pure fantasy, how his traps became like too alive.
Yeah, it was too weird. But Death Sentence was a good one with Kevin Bacon, right, where they kill his kid and then he just goes crazy and goes after them or whatever. That was a pretty interesting movie.
I found out about that. That was written by the same guy who wrote Death Wish.
And Saw.
It was the author.
And Saw, yeah.
So angry with Death Wish because it was glorifying vigilantism that he created Death Sentence to say vigilantism isn't a way to go. Here's the problem, though. I'm 100. First of all, you cast Charles Bronson, which is a mistake if you want me against something.
Yeah, because he's the best.
Because all it did is it made me realize I agree with vigilantism, and showing me not vigilantism and Death Sentence didn't work for me. I did not like that. Like, I actually thought Death Sentence sucked, and didn't care for it at all. So,
he killed everybody in that, though. I like that sentence.
He did, but like it was in a very like it was supposed to be in a very like non like satisfying way. It was like he lost everything. When you killed him at the end, you're almost like, well, what's the point of him doing this? Because he's already lost everything.
I think that. Well, I think that was the point. That is the point.
And I got that was the point, but
it's not a satisfactory movie.
When you start taking the social issue and sacrificing the satisfaction of the audience to meet that.
Yeah, and we're going to unpack all that on the action. Hey, Jacob. So you and McGregor and Mary Elizabeth had a kid.
Very good.
Yay! Hey, we'll make a great Banshee.
Trolling the chat, that's okay. We're good. We're cool. What, he had no kill Cody? Yeah.
He'd be Batman. He would be if he had a no kill. Batman.
Well, he wouldn't be Punisher.
Okay, so I'm gonna open it up to everybody. We're gonna try to be a little bit more. I'm gonna see how many people come in, and I might limit and just do in like 10-minute intervals.
Okay.
Something like that. So because then we get too many people at once, and then it's very hard to like understand what's going on. So I posted a link. If you guys want to join, I'll bring in twos. I'll bring 2 people in, maybe 5 minutes each. They can each tell me tell us their thoughts on whatever we've discussed, and then we'll go to the next person and then kind of do it that way. Does that sound fair?
Yeah.
Because I people are saying it gets like too crazy. So Skeptic, hey Skeptic, how's it going?
Hey
Skeptic.
All right, so. What's going on? So what are your thoughts on everything we've been talking about? Let's bring, and we got Anthony in here as well.
Well, Anthony thinks it's trash.
All right. Hey, all right, Skeptic, what do you think? What do you think about what we've been talking about? Any comments?
There's a lot to unpack. Well, one of the big things just about the Punisher is I don't know.
He's trash.
Bro, just say he's trash. That's it. Damn.
I can't say that. That's how Anthony gets away with
just say the movies are garbage from the 2000s. We get that.
I've never watched it.
Actually, I like the first Punisher movie.
I think I've only watched the 2004 or 5 Punisher movie. To be honest, I'm not really that familiar with the character. To be honest.
I like the one. What was the one that they released in 2004? The
Punisher one.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
It was good. Yeah. I'm just not into the Punisher. I'm just not into his like ethics and stuff. I don't know. He's just too like gritty.
All right. Well, what else? What about? Have you guys caught up with Loki? Like, what were your thoughts on Loki?
It looks like trash.
I say it was like a filler episode, but I give a like I thought it was a 7 out of 10. It was not that bad. It was like the Loki and her have like a character, whatever the word. Development is and there was and stuff that them talking to each other and stuff like that, and then that big ass moon like I think what is it Annihilation? That's what the story called in Marvel, right? The storyline.
So, Anthony, can I ask you a question? Where do you think they're going with all this? Where do you honestly think they're going with this? I'm not
well, Loki?
Here to be what you're going to say. Just tell me what you think. Where do you think?
I think if they don't introduce the multiverse in the show, it's a bust. but like in the first episode, like that we saw the different timelines and well, not different. Well, I guess like the time thing breaking and I'm gonna just call it Lady Loki. Is that just I don't like her name. Like her name is hard to say.
Her name is Sylvie, actually.
Yeah, Sylvie. Yeah, Sylvie, whatever her name is. Like she's the one who broke the timeline, which kind of makes sense because she wants to cure the time variance. So I think like she don't want to die or something like that. I don't know, something like that.
She has horns, so you call her horny.
I thought she was the Enchantress right off the bat, and I was like,
yeah, that's what I say. The credits say that shit. I was like, no, I don't believe the credits. So that's just what people always have to say. Like, they don't believe the credits. They're always bullshit, no matter what. They always say, even with DC or Marvel, don't believe the credits. Right. But I think overall, like at the end of the episode, left like a huge cliffhanger, and that's good. I can't wait to see what's happening on Wednesday.
Loki needs to kill somebody important next episode in order for
for it to add some weight to it.
I'm liking it so far. It's not that I'm liking it. It's not that bad.
Yeah, I'm reserving judgment. I think Sean and I we're skeptical. We're going to see where it goes because I think these things are supposed to be watched. The problem is that they're releasing them week by week, and what's happening is that websites need to have content and my channel as well. I'm not beating up other channels. Look, I got to talk about something every week, right? So it's very easy to talk about, and then you get into this whole, oh, you're hating it. Like Steve and Greymalkin are kind of like, we're not sure where this is going. I don't know. And I'm kind of like, well, let's see where it goes. But I mean, again, we have to talk about something, right? So
Yeah, I get it.
Like if it's trash, if next, I think it ends on July. Next week in July it ends. I think on next week. I think it ends in July. If it's trash, last episode, I'm gonna come out and say it's garbage.
Right.
I'm gonna come out and say what the fuck happens, like straight up. But like if it's good, then give your props to the because the showrunner, that's the writer for Loki, is doing Doctor Strange. So
really,
Doctor Strange, yeah. So,
okay.
With Sam Raimi and stuff like that.
I'm expecting the Doctor Strange movie to be really good.
Oh, you got Sam Raimi himself. He's the GOAT.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Sam
Raimi is not the GOAT. He's just really
he is
good.
one of the GOATs.
He's one of,
in my opinion. He's one of the GOATs. And
he's not as good as Zack Snyder, at least. I'd love to see Snyder do an MCU film.
Skeptic needs to be removed.
What? Why?
Hold up.
No, Sam Raimi.
If you compare Raimi to Zack Snyder, Raimi got his own style, just like
it's just like
Zack Snyder got visual and understand the comics and knows a lot about the characters.
Okay.
But Sam Raimi, he knows a lot of, like, he's a horror director. He knows when to like lower the tone and not make a lot of jokes. He knows about that.
Well, he's a huge 60s Spider-Man fan specifically.
Of course,
I mean,
that's what Toby was. He was the 60s Spider-Man.
Yeah,
that's why he struggled with Venom.
I really wish they could have easily done it.
Sony,
but I
I
really wish the Raimi films were like based in the 60s. That would have been really cool.
No, I wouldn't mind the Fantastic Four being based in the 60s. Just saying.
I wouldn't mind that either.
Because I think the Ant-Man writer said that at one point he went to on Fox, and it was early 2000 that Fox contacted him to do a Fantastic Four movie, and he wanted to do it in the 60s, and they're like, well, we don't want to do that. And I was like, wow, okay, Fox. I guess you tried. You know how Fox is, a stupid retarded company. And that's the reason why they've been bankrupt, and Disney bought them.
They went bankrupt, bro.
I think that would be very interesting if it did in the 60s, and then something happens.
Yeah. Have you seen the fan film Cake Day? That's based in the 60s. It's like 6 minutes.
No, has anyone seen that?
Andrew, relax, man. Jesus Christ, I see this guy.
Oh yeah, Andrew's trying to say that it is based in the 60s.
I see Andrew in the private shot. He's crazy.
It's not. Dr. Pepper didn't look like that in the 60s.
No.
Sean's the Dr. Pepper master. He knows everything.
Superman Lost was great. I like the Christopher Reeve montage and Man of Steel. It's combined with Christopher Reeve and the Man of Steel vibes. They really come. The Superman Lost combined the Christopher Reeve era and Man of Steel well. That's a good about the show.
Are you guys okay with the whole half brother thing? Because I'm okay with it.
I'm okay with it. He basically Zod. I think what happened was that Warner Bros. Told him, "Hey, you cannot use Zod." I was like, "Okay, we cannot use Zod." So that's made up he's his brother. Basically, he's Zod 2.0.
I think they probably told themselves we can't use Zod because it's been used a million times now. Yep. So let's do something else.
Do something else.
Yeah, and I like it. If you try something new, something new that nobody knows. I'll be 100% honest. They're probably gonna make a comic about Superman Brothers something. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
I
got a question. Did anyone have a weird situation when watching the last episode? When I watched it,
yes. The visual effects were missing. I have no idea.
What are you talking about? In the desert?
Yeah.
I kind of agree a little bit, because it looked like I don't. That's weird. And people on Twitter was like, "It's a VFX template at the bottom of the screen." I was like,
"Yeah, I saw that." Yeah, and it's insert visual effects or something. I'm like,
okay. It was my test footage. I'm like, what?
I have no idea.
I didn't see that.
I think what happened was CW just aired and just oh shit.
Yeah, they aired the wrong thing. I think they messed up.
That's crazy, man.
All right, so another minute, guys, for Anthony and Skeptic, and then we're gonna put you backstage and bring in the next two guys.
I can't wait for Andrew.
Please.
I love you, Andrew.
Andrew's coming in next.
And Toby suck ass, Andrew. Just saying.
See, this is why I don't have everyone on at once anymore, because we can't play nice.
Yeah, no.
That's true.
Yeah, I'll be
Wow.
All right, guys. I'm gonna put you backstage. Yep.
All right, love you.
All right. See ya. Take care.
Take care, Skeptic.
Man.
All right. So who's
Yeah,
next? In
there's
Anthony?
some-
Oh, not Anthony. Sorry.
There's
We
some
got,
real angst
Andrew.
going on out here, man.
And
There's
we've got
You're all just trying to make me mad.
No, it's okay, bro.
now, Andrew. Are they trying or are they succeeding?
No, they're both. They're both.
Yeah,
Especially this guy.
bro.
Especially this guy.
You guys have been fighting.
When people can't, people don't talk to each other around like face to face. Stuff like that happens.
That's right. Look at these super event games I got. I got the original 2002 game. I got Spider-Man 2, the movie game.
Nice.
I got the Ultimate Spider-Man video game.
Oh yeah.
That was fun.
I got
Was
the
that the
Batman
one-
Begins movie game.
nice.
And I got Hulk Ultimate Destruction.
Oh,
Oh,
I like
that's the
Ultimate
best,
Destruction
man.
a
That
lot.
game is so fun.
One of these
That was
streams, I'm gonna
great.
come
Yeah.
in only talking
I
like
played the
Batman
two
Begins,
Samurai
Batman.
movie games a lot growing up.
I like Batman Begins. That was probably one of my top Batman movies. I think.
Yeah.
I like how they
Save
didn't
more.
have the Joker in it.
How they did? Sorry, Gray.
I like that how they didn't have the Joker
Oh,
in
it's
it.
not skeptic.
I agree with
see
you.
what it's like. People review it.
It's one of the few ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Did
I'm
we
not
all like
obsessed,
Batman
Caleb.
Begins? I
I
think.
just
Right?
told
Did
you I
everyone
have
like
the games.
Batman?
Yeah.
Yeah, we all kind of thought that was good.
That's cool. I have a Pringles can.
Oh,
Nice try.
Is it Batman Pringles?
No, it's pizza Pringles.
I literally thought it was going to be a Batman Pringles. I'm like, why is this happening?
No,
These Pringles are awesome, man.
Okay.
Oh, Sean loves. You love Pringles?
Oh yeah, the pizza
yeah.
ones are good.
Run the
Pizza
last-
All right,
are
what are we
good.
gonna talk about?
What you got like whatever you got like 9 minutes. Whatever you want to talk about.
You're just being a jerk to me. You know that?
I mean, he kind of has a point with the finger dancing in Spider-Man 3.
I'm not talking about. I'm
And-
talking about Caleb.
Oh. Batman Begins is better than Spider-Man 3. I would agree. Yeah.
That's like saying water is wet or fire is hot.
Yeah.
Wait, what's better than Spider-Man 3? I missed that.
No, he
Batman
doesn't
Begins
finger
is
anyone. He
better
does
than
the finger
Spider-Man
gun
3.
dance. I did not mean it like that.
Spider-Man 3. Yeah, I think so. Would you guys agree with that? I think Batman Begins is better than Spider-Man 3. I think.
But Spider-Man,
All
is
Spider-Man
probably
movies
one
are
of the
better
best
than
sequels of all
Dark
time.
Knight Rises.
I agree.
Best, hands down.
One of
way
the best
better than the first
superhero
one.
movies of all time. For
Okay,
sure.
wait, hold on. Which one?
Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2. Okay. Pikachu, what did you just say? Was better than what?
Every Spider-Man movie is better than Dark Knight Rises.
Whoa,
Every
okay.
Batman movie is
all
better than
right,
Dark Knight
all
Rises.
Let me think about that. Every
Hmm.
Spider-Man movie.
Okay, Caleb. Now you're just going too far. Giving you nightmares.
Scare people.
Ah,
I think maybe so. Do you guys think every Spider-Man movie? I think maybe every Spider-Man
It
movie
comes
is
down
better
to
than
is Spider-Man 3 better than Dark Knight Rises? And
Of
it
course it
is. Yeah. So
Of
there
course
you
it
go.
is. But no, but what about Amazing Spider-Man? Is Amazing
I
Spider-Man
love
better?
Amazing Spider-Man 1.
oh,
that be-
don't
is
worry.
that
We
better?
all know, dude.
Spider-Man.
We all know.
Amazing
know.
Spider. You have a poster of Amazing Spider-Man.
No.
Yeah, but
So
I got
wait,
these
Steve,
games.
are you
So
saying
we
no?
know.
You're saying no to
I'm
that?
saying no.
I'm saying
Dark Knight
yes.
Rises is better than Amazing Spider-Man?
Yes.
No, it's not.
Yes.
I would rather
Hmm.
watch Amazing Spider-Man
This is
than
very.
fall
This
asleep
is a
again
good debate.
to Dark Knight Rises.
This is a tough one. Sean, what are your thoughts? Dark Knight
Go on,
Rises
Zach.
or Amazing Spider-Man?
I would rather watch Amazing Spider-Man over Dark Knight Rises again. It's more fun. I don't like a lot of it. I don't like that he puts his name on the freaking recorder and why he even has one in 2000 whatever. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I might. What do you think, Greymalkin? Do you think Amazing Spider-Man versus Dark Knight Rises?
I'd rather watch these three over Dark Knight Rises.
Okay, someone just said something in the comments. Green Lantern is better than Spider-Man 3. Facts. Facts.
No, I don't think so.
I got the DVD right here, so I'm not here. Look, I got the DVD right here.
Hey, all right.
Oh yeah, sorry for the background noise.
Spider-Man 3 could have been amazing, but there was too
It's
many.
a guilty pleasure. Look at this.
No,
too many
it
things
wasn't a
going on.
guilty pleasure.
It looks like he's gonna listen to My Chemical Romance. Emo Peter Parker looks like he's gonna listen to My Chemical Romance.
No. That movie was Harry Osborn after he orchestrated the breakup of he made MJ break up with Peter Parker.
That's such a good scene.
How's that pie? So good.
I'm not against Spider-Man 3 as much as people would expect me to be against it.
And
like, it's fine. It's like like whatever. And I don't like this Venom movie at all. So like,
I love it.
I mean, I don't know. To me, it's
love
like
the Venom
30
movie,
years ago.
just like I love the Expendable movies, and just like I love the Fast movies. It's just dumb fun that I can watch for hours. I just
but
love
you know what, Venom is. I would agree with you with Expendables and Fast and the Furious, but Venom was just, you couldn't tell what was going on. It was dark. The storyline didn't make any sense. It was really dumb. Without Spider-Man, there's no point in Venom. Andrew, we've got about 5 minutes left. Do you want to use
only use Spider-Man?
Sorry?
If you always connect Venom to Spider-Man, then you're holding back Venom. If you let him,
because Venom is Spider-Man. Eddie Brock hates Peter Parker because he took his job in Spider-Man, and the symbiote hates Spider-Man because it rejected him. That is the origin of the character.
If you remove looks like Spider-Man because it was based on that costume.
then what do you do? It's like let's have Bruce Wayne's parents not be killed. Okay, so then there's no Batman. Like it's like that's what Venom is. It's the symbiote rejection and Eddie Brock's hatred. Boom.
And that's
you
why
need that.
So two
better.
toxic people getting together.
Yes, that's what it is. Actually,
that should be the movie.
That's
Eddie
what
Brock
it
is
is.
trash. The symbiote is trash. Trash people. We should not like them.
I'm going to say no.
J-Man. Wonder Woman pulls a Bill Cosby in Wonder Woman 89.
I know you were dying to say that, but it's sort of misinformed and kind of wrong, and I'll tell you why.
Sexual relationships.
Listen,
someone's body while he's not
that guy's memories. You know the reason why that's in that, because that's a trope in every 80s movie.
Yeah, that's right, Caleb. I'm still doing it. What are you gonna do about it?
Gosh. In that movie, the guy's consciousness is Steve Trevor's consciousness in someone else's body. We don't know if that could be altered.
The mumbo jumbo crap. That scene was terrible.
It's like that you can't bring that guy back. So he gave See, this is what, guys. This is why I don't bring people on. If you want to answer the question, Andrew, stop holding up DVDs. We know you own them all, and I own those plus 400 others that you don't.
You own Justice League, you own Justice League.
It's like seriously. I'm trying to answer the man's question here.
All right, go on, J-Man.
Anyways, no, there's no point. There's no point. That's fine. All right. What else, you guys? What else do you want to say?
What's new in comics or movies right now? What's coming up in the future?
Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad, yes.
Suicide Squad looks amazing. And the whole thing with the starfish, like, I'm not a DC guy, so I'm really looking forward to this. And plus, it's James Gunn, so a lot of the characters are going to die.
They're all going to die. And that poor Polka Dot, man, I was really looking forward to him. He's going to die for sure.
I like Polka Dot.
Yeah, we all love that.
Actually, this is the first time I actually like Polka Dot Man.
I agree. We all love that. We all love that colorful kitty stuff.
Oh,
that actor's a good actor too. That guy.
Oh, damn it! What is that?
Troy Dredd.
That part where they're on the plane. And Pete Davis is like, "What is this? It's a werewolf." Like, you got me next to a werewolf.
Yes.
I love the last joke of the movie. I mean, of the trailer. I love the last joke with King Shark.
Oh yeah.
What's her name?
You want to know something? Sometimes I like to have the whole jokey kitty stuff, but sometimes I like to go back to the more serious stuff.
It depends what the movie's about, though, right? Like, it's like you have to see what happens within the movie itself. So
I feel
who knows?
The whole kitty jokey stuff is being put in DC a little too much as of recent years because they're trying to capitalize on Marvel.
But the thing is, it's like when someone's saying they're capitalizing. Let's address this in the 1 minute.
Okay, so hold on a second.
Hold on a second. It's like the Marvel movies make $1 billion. No. I don't want to make $1 billion. I don't want to. I want my movie to come out and be in no theaters and people not care. That's what I want. It's like they want $1 billion, and if they think they can get it by making it jokey, they're going to do that at the expense of whatever the fans may or may not want. Look, this MCU versus DCU, I'm going to put a stop to this right now. It's rubbishness. The Marvel movies make billions of dollars. Endgame is the number one movie.
Formula.
This is what they. So who cares? That's what Hollywood does.
Yeah, and so every man and woman and child comes out to see the movies.
Yeah, so if you don't like it, then don't go watch it. But what's the point?
I like to point out the flaws. You can't admit it's perfect.
It's like, look, this made $1 billion. I hate it. Okay, good for you. 1 billion others like it. So what? It's like
I don't. Because they're too scared to admit the flaws.
But what flaws? It made $1 billion?
Not that flaw, stupid. I'm talking about the other flaws in the movie.
What flaws in the movie?
There are flaws in every movie.
The MCU was not perfect. I hate when people say that.
There's a flaw. There's flaws in every movie. It made $1 billion.
Even there's flaws in Star Wars.
Which movie?
You're only saying this
you forgive them.
Okay, if it says, you know what? Oh my God, I'm telling people like this. This MCU is not perfect. You people need to get that through your skulls.
Really, it's not perfect.
People.
I thought it was perfect. That's so weird. Like, what you need to figure out is that when it makes $1 billion, it made $1 billion. Like, if you don't like it, it doesn't matter, right? Like, did you like Titanic? That made $1 billion. If you don't like Titanic, you say I don't like Titanic. Like, saying it sucks. It's like, okay, so if you don't like it, that's fine.
Oh, that's a laugh.
God, that was good.
No,
that was good.
Okay. All right, Andrew. Here's the thing.
SpiderMan 3 made a lot of money too. Okay, guys, I gotta bring in Arkham Gaming. He's been waiting backstage for a while. Right. He's been waiting backstage. If there's time around, I'll swing back to you guys. I'll swing back to you. All right, dude, hang in there. All right, Pikachu, hang in there. I'm gonna bring in Arkham because he's been waiting a long time. Sorry, dude, we gotta bring him in here. What's going on, Arkham?
Nothing much.
Nothing much at all.
Andrew crying like a bitch.
Listen, Andrew's a passionate guy. We don't want to make fun of him. And we won't want to make fun of him unless he's here to defend himself.
Yeah, like with this whole thing, like everyone has their own opinion. Like you have your own opinion, I have my own opinion with certain movies. Like there's nothing wrong with that, but don't hate other people because they like something.
Like the thing is, it's like I'm not talking about do you like this movie? I'm talking about it made $1 billion, and people are getting angry. Why are you angry? It made $1 billion, and if you made a movie and it made $1 billion, and then some people are saying it sucks, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, sorry, but it made $1 billion.
I just want to. I know it's Arkham's time. I just want to say one thing. I can't wait for Eternals to come out and be unconventional, and everyone cries and pisses and moans that's not the formula. Whereas before that, everyone pisses and moans at Marvel's formula. I can't wait. I can't wait for the hypocrisy.
But that is happening.
Oh, that's totally happening. Yeah,
that's totally happening. Eternals will come out. And it'll be a drama, slow moving, and everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, this is boring and garbage. It's trash."
Yeah, but you shat on Marvel for years for the formula,
right?
Like I might not like Marvel all the time. Like I enjoy their movies, but like I like their movies. Like I like DC too. Like there's nothing wrong about liking both. But if it comes down to it, the only thing that companies care is making money.
Is money.
People have to understand that.
That's why we got Ghost Rider 2. Who was screaming for that? Because Ghost Rider 1 made money. Like, I agree with
you wanted to come back.
You guys can't see it, but like I agree with Skeptic. It's a business. I don't know what else to tell you guys. Like things are out to make money. You can't get away from that. Now Arkham is completely right. You make your choices, and someone likes it, you like it. Like if a movie makes $1 billion and you don't like it, well, okay, cool. Like, but it made $1 billion. I literally don't know what to tell you. Like, there's 9 American Pie movies. That tells me that at least the first 8 made money. So,
right.
I don't know what to say.
And we'll give Arkham an extra minute because we've been kind of talking.
Yeah.
Listen, the thing is that here's they made Iron Man. It made tons of money. Then they made another one that's the same formula, and it made tons of money. They're not going to stop making the Marvel formula until it doesn't make money. Yeah. And if it makes money, that means people are liking it. And just because people are liking it doesn't mean it's bad. People like it. You might not like it. There's like Andrew is not bad, is not wrong. Anthony is not wrong. Pikachu is not wrong. You know, whoever's in the chat, none of these people are wrong. Nobody is wrong. But there's money to be made. If they make $1 billion and you're saying this sucks, I hate Marvel. Okay, well, they don't care if you hate it because it made $1 billion. It's like when Zack Snyder makes one, it makes $1 billion. Then everyone's going to be like, yay. And then and if someone tells you, oh, this is dumb, you're going to be like, well, it made $1 billion. Like, what do you want me to tell you? Like, that's what's going to happen. Okay, go ahead, Arkham.
Like with this, like, it's all about money, and like, if you don't like the movie, don't see it. Like,
perfect.
Like no one's forcing anyone to watch any of these DC movies. Right. Like, no one, WB is not forcing anyone to see the Batman, the Flash, any of these. But like, I don't understand why people are playing it on the internet if you don't have to see it.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes, exactly. And like, this came about a while ago with the new Ghostbusters movie. Like, people, that was one of those movies that had a dividing line. And my dad watched it. He really liked it. He has a copy of it. He says, have you seen the new Ghostbusters movie? I'm like, no, and it's not high on my list of things to do. But, you know, I walk past that movie to get to his other movies. I don't vomit on the shelf.
Yeah, who cares? Right? And that movie didn't do well enough.
Yeah.
Because they changed direction and people spoke. The regular normal people were like, you know what, this looks like trash. I don't care about this movie. They didn't go see it. The fact that Marvel is super successful and makes a lot of money doesn't mean DC sucks.
No.
Right? I still like DC stuff, but for whatever reason, Marvel captured this formula that seems to be working and they're going to use it. Getting angry about it doesn't do anything. If you go out there and start saying these Marvel movies are trash, regular people are going to be like, wow, you're crazy. They're so good. What are you talking about? And then you're going to try to explain your stuff. You're going to be like, no, you don't understand. This doesn't make sense. And they're going to be like, okay, buddy, well, you're an idiot. And I fought with people because I don't just love every Marvel movie. I fight with people all the time. I fought on Captain Marvel. I fought on Endgame because there's lots of stuff I didn't like in Endgame. It's like I fought with people, but it's a losing argument because I'm fighting with them. They're like, I don't care. I saw Endgame 25 times. It's like, okay, well, how can I argue against this person? Like, I don't like Thor in it. I don't like Hulk. I don't like that they messed up the 5-year gap of the blip. I don't like any of these things. But you can't argue. They're like, well, that was cool. You're like, okay. And when I say I don't like Batman versus Superman, everyone argues back to me again. I'm like, well, I didn't like that either. And people say, no, you're stupid. You need it. I'm like, okay, well, that's fine. What do you want me to tell you? One made $1 billion, one didn't. So general people like
it's all about opinions. Like people think like their opinion is a fact. It's not. It's your opinion.
Yeah.
Like I have an argument with certain people saying, "Oh, because I don't like a certain movie, it's not right. It's their opinion is fact and I'm wrong." No, that's not how opinions work. And and with like it depends on the tone of the director that's put in the movie. Like some people might not like the tone of the Suicide Squad movie that's coming out, but that's the tone that James Gunn's doing it. Like it's not with DC movies, it's not always going to be the same tone. It depends on the character.
Right.
The Batman looks super dark. What Matt Reeves is doing, that's dark. The Suicide Squad looks a little lighter tone. It just depends on the character. Not everything has to be dark in DC, to be honest.
I like DC's variety of characters. I think the variety of different types of characters is better than the Marvel variety because when we were growing up, Sean, you can comment, and even Greymalkin, to us, it was always like a shared universe of characters that were sort of similar and cool. Like Hawkeye would team up with Spider-Man, or Human Torch would team up with, like whoever, right? Captain America or something. You're like, wow, this is so cool. But DC always seemed like they had more variety. Like, it's like Batman was so different than Superman, and Wonder Woman is even more different than Superman, and
DC
what do you got?
Really universe minded. It was more of a Marvel thing. DC invented the whole universe thing when they tried to explain their older
characters,
comics, right? And that's when the whole thing began. But like DC, to me, when I think of DC, I think of like Enemy Ace and Commandy and stuff that like I would never want connected into the DC universe, like OMAC and all that stuff.
OMAC,
Vampire is another one. Like, I mean, they have more standalone stuff that like Warner Brothers seems to ignore. And this whole like connecting everything isn't as natural for DC as it is for Marvel, because Marvel was conceived as that in the comics in the first place. And DC never was. It's cool that they all interact and they had Justice League and everything in the 60s.
That's cool.
But it's like it was never a natural fit, you know?
Yeah, you don't have to connect. Like, for me, like, having an extended universe, I'm fine with Marvel just having it. DC really doesn't have to have an extended universe, technically, because, like, before, like, Zack Snyder came and everything like that, each of everything was technically its own thing, really. Like, nothing was really connected. And if DC's just gonna keep nothing connected, I'm fine. Like, for me, I just want good movies. That's all I care about.
All right. On that point, we're gonna bring everyone in now, so you could stay, and we're gonna have 10 minutes of free for all craziness.
Oh God!
All right. Everyone is in.
Battle.
Let me say one. No, let me talk.
What is that?
Let me say something real quick. First of all, we don't fucking live in the 2000s no more. Everybody thinks this generation has changed, bro. Generation that was born in the 2000s thinks superhero movies are good now. Look,
at least they stick to a story.
I grew up. I'm 20 years old. Everybody fucking happy, no matter what happened. Oh, listen, I'll get you, Andrew. Spider-Man, yes, Sam Raimi did Spider-Man go. I'll give that man props. But no, we don't live in the 2000s no more.
Well, at least those early 2000s movies actually stuck to a story, not to the wider universe.
The studio's going to stick with the plan. With the plan, doesn't matter. At the end of the day, they're going to stick with the plan. It's like saying DC right now. DC got nobody. Nobody. They don't got no leader whatsoever. The reason why DC movies failing is because it's trash.
Not worry about free sequels and franchises.
No, it doesn't matter. We don't live in the 2000s.
Yes, it does matter.
No, bro. It's not the 2000s.
I agree with Anthony. Sorry. Like, Andrew, you have to
focusing on a story.
It's not the 2000s.
Like, I agree with Anthony. Anthony's right, because like not everything has to be. You just need to focus on telling a story. Nothing has to be the same, because like with DC, you can think it's dark. It can be dark.
People don't actually just focus on a story and not worry about sequels and franchises.
Bro, you need sequels. So you're telling me Iron Man didn't need a fucking sequel? What the fuck? What the fuck? So you're telling me Iron Man that made fucking $586 million in the fucking box office didn't need a fucking sequel in the first place? How the fuck are we gonna get the Marvel Universe in the first place?
Oh, maybe that's the problem why these super films are not good nowadays.
How? Make that sense. How, man? How?
You're too loud.
I don't care. I'm trying to put a point with Andrew.
Yeah,
he doesn't understand.
I left and Anthony was screaming. I came back and Anthony was screaming.
As I'm saying,
so Sean, when you were gone, I put you at the full screen.
I'm sorry, but it's like saying Zack Snyder. I was like saying, Man of Steel and BVS don't need a sequel. Come on, man. Like,
this is why I miss those early 2000 super films, because they actually focused on telling a story and not worry about the fucking wide universe.
Oh my god!
If me and Sean ever got together and just ranted together, my life would be complete.
Andrew, I legitimately want to make videos with you. We need to do this shit.
Wait, what?
We need to do commentary videos of like.
Yeah, we do.
66 Batman movie or something.
Why on Adam West?
Yes.
Okay.
Can we get back on track?
And J-Man speaking facts. What he said about the studios too.
You have to understand. It's like it's a job.
And give us stuff we don't even want.
Am I frozen?
But no, it was like all blurry.
Like, we're not always going to get what we want. We are not always going to get what we want. It's business. They care about money more.
That's what makes them so greedy. That's
money.
why they had that. That's why they give us these universe, giving us these films we don't even want.
Okay,
but you have to understand it's business.
Okay.
All right,
Andrew. All right, I'm with you. Okay, they need to start telling stories, different stories. Like we need.
Thank you.
How about a story where the bad guy wins?
We got that in Infinity War.
No, I'm just, well, we
Right,
don't
get something different there.
Well, sort of.
The thing about it is these studios, they get these comic book companies because they have a bunch of stories. Because Hollywood, there's nothing new in Hollywood anymore. They're just
that's what I'm also saying.
So, like, once you realize that, you just pick and choose what you like, bro.
Right. I think the thing is, look
what's coming out later this year. Yeah, like the Matrix.
The Matrix, yeah.
Again. Hollywood focused on making original stories. That's why we had like
this generation is not going to care about the Matrix. I'm sorry, this generation is not going to give a fuck about the Matrix. We love the Matrix back in the 90s.
I love the Matrix, and I was born in this generation.
What with the stories, with the studios, they're going with a different audience now. They're not going with.
And that's the problem.
That's true.
I'm sorry, but you have to accept it, Andrew. Studios.
There was a time where Hollywood cared about making original stories.
Okay,
everyone shut up. J-Man's talking.
Hold on. Okay, Andrew. What was the last original non-IP movie that you went to go see in the theater?
He's gonna say SpiderMan.
I was gonna say it, actually.
Think about this for a second. What was the last movie that you saw in the theater that wasn't already an established thing, that was a brand new movie that you saw in the theater?
I think Knives Out.
I got one.
What? Lights Out?
I said Knives Out.
Oh, Knives Out? Okay.
Brightburn.
That was a good movie. Knives Out was a good
Brightburn?
movie.
Brightburn?
I
Okay.
think the last one I saw was Avatar.
Avatar? Okay.
That was a long time ago.
I'm looking forward to Avatar
That was
2.
like 12 years ago.
That was right. And the thing is that what about A Quiet Place, right? That was pretty.
I love Quiet Place.
I like Quiet Place too. That was good.
So those movies are out there, okay? But a lot of people, not as many people go to see them. That's why they don't do as well. These movies do well. The thing is that, and Zack Snyder knows this better than anybody. It's a tightrope. If Zack Snyder wants to do his movie, he wants to do it his way, but he has to fight the studio.
Yep.
And this is what happens. There's an artist and there's a money, and they're going to fight. And sometimes you get something really good that really makes it all worth it. Sometimes not. I don't know what's going on with this guy.
Excuse me, but what?
Go
What?
on. What you were saying, Jay?
Yeah, but it's a constant battle, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is that here's what happens. If the movie makes a lot of money,
it's nothing but
the studios won, right? It's like, because it's like Endgame is a success. It won. It made $1 million.
They were still sticking to the same old formula. That's been
I know, but it works.
But the problem, guys,
hold on.
Bro, Endgame hit $2 billion, bro. What are you talking about?
And Avatar beat it again.
What about
number
Coca-Cola?
2 of all time. Number 2 of all time, bro. That is an achievement.
This formula is getting repetitive and tiring now.
No, it's not. No, it's
Yes,
not.
it is.
No, it's not. Bro, I guarantee you,
You really
Black
have
Widow,
the same
that is coming out on
story
July
arc, like,
9th,
than the
it's going to
MCU.
make $80 million in the box office.
Oh, hey guys.
Stop it.
Okay. Let me talk for a second. Not every storyline is the same. Like, I
can name the 3 films that show the same plot.
I mean, that is true for the fact. I mean, heck, BVS just combined both the Dark Knight Returns setting and the character of Batman, and also added the ending of the death of Superman. They kind of mashed those stories together.
Yes, they could be similar, but what you see is the director doing his own vision of what he wants to tell the story. And yes, they might be similar, but like it's gonna be the theme of like these superhero movies.
Here's the thing: Iron Man and Doctor Strange went through the same plot line.
Of like they might be the same. Okay, they might be the same, but like the studio is there to entertain us and get our money.
Yeah, no wonder every MCU film gets high ratings in every score I find of every movie, because those people who review it can't admit those movies aren't perfect.
Skeptic. I think you're on VR mode.
I am.
What are you doing?
He's on a weird.
For some reason.
That is okay.
I think
Well, listen, look at Shang-Chi. Look at Shang-Chi. Isn't Shang-Chi a martial arts movie? Yes.
Yeah.
And what is targeting? Martial arts people.
Yeah.
And MCU fanboys or DC, whatever. I mean, I see a lot of DC people that are going to watch Shang-Chi. A lot of
course.
DC channel.
Yeah.
And
They're gonna watch
they
it.
saw the trailer last week on Friday, and that shit looked dope.
Yeah, I know.
it is dope.
And I'm a DC fan. I like the trailer.
So
Why are
here-
you showing that Spider-Man toy?
I don't
dude?
know. You know what else? Check
Amazing
this out.
Spider-Man 2.
You know Coca-Cola?
Your man got
Been the
50
same-
million toys, so watch out.
It's,
You mean the
it's like,
brand?
it's like, yeah. Coca-Cola, Big Mac, Whopper, things that have had the same formula and people still like
Yup.
it because it's comforting. When you
Yup.
when you feel like you want to have,
I think it's
you wanna
tiring
have a fun
sometimes.
movie, you go watch a Marvel movie, and then you're like, "Wow, that was a lot of fun," and that's it. And then sometimes if you want something a little darker or deeper or whatever, you might watch a
watch
DC
DC.
movie.
It gets
Yeah.
tiring
What's the-
sometimes.
what's
Tell
the
that to
difference?
people that got new Coke and hated it.
Here's the thing.
Right,
With
exactly.
Marvel MCU, it's been nothing but constant funny, jokey stuff, and I want to try something different for once, and maybe try
So-
something else.
I
No,
don't
have
see
you watched
DC.
Shang-Chi? That's different.
DC hasn't been jokey, really.
It's in
Watch
Marvel.
this if you want
Um,
something different.
Hey,
Oh, I love
Jamin,
that
I
movie.
think
I
your
love that
camera.
movie.
I have not seen that
That
yet.
movie is great.
It's great.
Oh my god, man! The action in that movie is action packed.
It's excellent.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay,
I
guys.
can't wait for the
Man, it's
sequel.
been
I
heated.
cannot wait for the sequel.
the action
All
for
right.
the Shang-Chi trailer looks freaking dope.
It looks cool. We're all gonna go see it.
They should just bring
Um,
Spawn into movies. They
like-
should just make
So
Spawn.
that would be funny.
They tried that once in '97. Remember?
Spawn in a Marvel
Spawn
movie.
is
That would be
like,
hilarious.
They tried
Honestly,
Spawn once.
I mean, honestly,
They could do
if it's
Spawn
like
really
any
well.
other MCU film where it's just joke humor, like what they did in Endgame, well then it is what it is. Just saying,
That's
but
what every MCU film is.
somebody,
Jokies. Jokey,
somebody-
jokey.
yes, yeah.
Somebody wanted
Would
to
you-
join in. Somebody wanted to just join in. I just got a message saying someone to join in, but I can't have more than this people in the chat. And I'm on the StreamYard like paid
Andrew,
Why don't we
StreamYard.
go for another 20
Think
minutes?
about it.
It's not even
I gotta end it off anyways, guys, because it's I
Oh,
gotta
what?
really go.
What
Okay.
the hell are
Oh,
you
sorry,
doing?
Mark.
Dancing? Oh my
Skeptic,
god.
what?
The hell?
All right, Skeptic, take care, dude. I appreciate you coming by, man.
I appreciate
Oh, and
You're
by
just
the
very
way, J-Man, you're stuck. Your camera is stuck. Like you're stuck in the frozen position like this. I don't
Not
know
for me.
if it's
Not for me.
Not for me.
Not for me.
It's
the same for me.
either to me. I'm
Yeah.
still moving.
I
I'm
don't
still
know.
moving.
I
Yeah.
Spawn stuff.
Yeah.
Spawn is great.
Spawn.
Yeah.
You saw a
Spawn
Spawn
is
comic?
Spawn is
No,
cool.
I bought the 3 modern day version of the first ever Spawn toy
Oh.
from Kickstarter. It's the Kickstarter thing. So
Unfortunately, McFarlane keep failing to get that movie.
All right, Andrew.
I'm sorry.
Take care, man.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
heated.
dude. Everyone's okay. Everyone's fine.
Andrew, Toby suck ass. Let's be honest.
No, I can't do that.
He's
All right, Marco.
Spider-Man
take care,
3 is
buddy.
garbage.
Andrew Garfield's
Bye.
better.
Garbage.
Bye, Andrew.
It's
Andrew.
doodle. Have a good night,
All right,
everybody.
Stan.
Spider-Man 3 sucks.
Hey guys.
Oh my god, you guys are so mean. All right.
Fighting jabs like
I swear, man.
Okay, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Whew. Even I got heated a little bit there because I can't go against like not facts, but what am I trying to say? Logic. It's like when something makes $1 billion or more, it's very hard to argue against it.
It's just soreness because it's frustrating what's been happening with the DC movies. That's all.
It's frustrating. Exactly.
Now, if the DC movies were making billions of dollars, we wouldn't even be having this argument. If they were all the same cookie cutter thing, we still wouldn't be having this argument. So, yeah,
Right.
Problem, but also
Good
the
point.
thing about it is, you said it. You alluded. You were talking about saying how like with the studios, in the director, it's always a two for. This is for them. He's doing like Snyder's like okay. Snyder's like okay. I do this Batman thing for them. I can do the movie that I want to do. And if it makes $1 billion, then all of a sudden that becomes another formula.
Yeah.
It's always a formula until something new comes out, and then that becomes a formula.
But the thing
Exactly
is,
right.
Hollywood has always used established stuff. If you go back to Hitchcock's first movie in America, which was Rebecca, it was based on a novel.
Mhm.
You're
That's a
based-
great movie.
with business, and business does not like taking chances. They make calculated risks.
Right.
And they aren't going to pour a lot of money into something that isn't an established IP. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
that's just the way.
They're not making this new Black Superman with Ta-Nehisi Coates writing it out of the goodness of their heart because of BLM and everything.
Of course not. They don't care.
They're making it because Black Panther made $1 billion. That's the only reason why you're getting this movie.
Yeah,
it's the only reason.
And the fact that they have a black, they're targeting the blacks. Just using the term, targeting the blacks, and like everybody's just gonna follow it. Hey, that's just
it's a cookie cutter decision. It's like, well, Black Panther, yeah, but that was a completely different, and that's a character that's had a publication history of 52 years up to the time you made that movie. Has Black Superman had that kind of publication history? No, not really. Yeah,
and plus and plus Chadwick Boseman, Black Panther was already in an established movie that did well, that people enjoyed, and not only did they enjoy the movie, but they enjoyed him a lot in it. Like he was like a standout character. Yeah, he was
Black
a standout.
These characters.
He had a BET cartoon. He appeared in SpiderMan. Like he was around. So I mean, yeah.
All right, cool, Pineapple. Yeah, we'll get you in on the next one, dude. Okay, guys. So we're gonna be back. I don't even know what's going on. My schedule this week is outrageous. I don't know. I'm gonna be on the Action Elite, I think, on Friday. I'm back here on Thursday. I'm back here on Saturday. I'm back here on Sunday. So I'll just post live streams, and whenever I'm on. I literally don't know. And I've got Hot Takes Tuesdays wants to come back on and talk about James Bond actors. We're doing the Halloween franchise, and I don't even know. Like my phone is like I just have so many things I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. And when I'm live, I'm live. Subscribe to Greymalkin. He does X-Men comics. Check out Steve's books; they're all great. I think Reel to Reel is probably my favorite out of just because it's got a killer in it. But yeah, so check out all that stuff. Sean doesn't do anything except for hate on stuff on my channel.
No, I love it though. I want to see you on a podcast. I would love to see you. Like, you know what? I can't stand those kids down the street.
Get off my lawn.
Get my lawn. Yeah.
All right, guys. Be seeing you.
Oh! I want to plug something.
Yeah, go for it.
This Wednesday, I'm doing a Hellfire Gala live stream conclusion. We have panelists coming. Nice. It's gonna be a good time. We're just gonna talk about everything that's happening and where this is being going forward. There's
a lot going on, so definitely check it out because there's just like so much to talk about. But all right, guys, we're good.
Yeah.
All right, be seeing you,
Steven.